And we are live here on Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel. My name is Tony Vicinda. I'm Chief Alchemist here at Plus One EXP, which is a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. Our hope and desire is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games, and amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. We do that in a lot of different ways, but the most fun way is sitting down with those designers to play those games. And today we are doing exactly that. I don't know what Cole is. I don't know what Cole is chatting in the chat over on Twitch, but Cole, thanks for being here with us. Mikey, why don't you tell people a little bit about who you are, what you do, and tell us about Game of the Year, Slugblaster.
Sure. Okay, well, hi everyone. My name is Mikey Hamm. I am, I guess, a game designer here in nice, smoky Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I'm a dad of 2, and my kids are screaming in the background while my wife tries to feed them right now. And yeah, I wrote Slugblaster. It's my first game, I guess, published game. And it is a game about teenage skate kids who sneak into other dimensions to, to do hoverboard tricks and try to go viral and get sponsorships and that kind of thing. And it's yeah, and I'm very, very, very grateful and honored to say that it won Game of the Year from the Indie Groundbreaker Award. So that is very cool. And it has a new publisher, MythWorks, and Ray and the guys at MythWorks are going to do a Game of the Year edition, which is coming out end of September. There'll be a big campaign Kickstarter type. We're using BackerKit, actually. BackerKit.
And you can go to slugblaster.com.
Yeah, go to slugblaster.com and you can sign up to be notified. And it's going to be really cool. We're going to do like a big fancy pizza box set with like poster maps and all sorts of cool stuff. Ray's got a lot of awesome ideas. It's going to be really neat.
Awesome.
So,
I was like, Ray, what ideas do you have? Then I realized you meant Ray from MythWorks, not Ray.
Oh, yeah, no, Ray here. Hi, Ray.
Who also has great ideas. But
I'm sure.
No, I'm super excited about it. We do love the folks over at MythWorks. We played Cyberpunk with them, which just dropped to everybody earlier this month. We are also going to be playing Wild Sea with them, I think sometime in early October, given our current schedule. We had tried to get it on the stream a little while ago.
Awesome
had
game.
big fans of the beautiful things they do. Yeah, and Kegan already called it out in the chat. Yeah, how does it feel to win Game of the Year just right off the rip? And know that are you just gonna retire now? Is it like just Slug Blaster and then I'm done?
Yeah,
One
I'll
Game
probably
of the
put
Year,
out
I'm out.
I'll probably put out like a spoken word album next, and then realize that pivot didn't work, and then retirement. Yeah, for
There you
sure.
go. Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to playing with you. Thanks so much for coming on. Since I already threw their name out, let's go over to Ray. Ray, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and where they can find you online if you want to be found.
Yeah, absolutely. So hi, my name is Ray Najati. I'm here in the Philippines. I've had 3 hours of sleep. I hope that explains some things. I did that time zone math where I was like, yeah, I can have a meeting at like 1:30, 2:30 a.m. Be fine. But I'm super excited to be here. I also like to make games. My first one didn't win an award, but that's okay. I'm still gonna keep on trucking. But I did get to make, I guess like my biggest game so far is Apocalypse Keys, which is a game of, to this day, I feel like I get drilled by Tony to say what it is, but it is a game of monsters holding back the apocalypse, right? Inspired by things like Hellboy. And yeah, you can check it out on the Evil Hat website. You can find my other stuff on temporalhiccup.itch.io. I'm mostly in Tumblr, because I have run away from, we're calling it X now? Is that right? Are we really
one's
doing
calling
it?
it
Elon's calling it X.
We're not. I'm trying to do it and it's super hard to do it. Anyway, Twitter is like falling apart. And so I'm on Tumblr, where we avoid the discourse there. It's really nice. So you can find me there.
Awesome. And then let's pop over to Kegan, who's also on Tumblr, which I know, spoiler. Sorry, Kegan. I just took the wind out of your sails.
I wasn't going to tell anyone I was on Tumblr. Hi, I'm Kegan. You can find me streaming here. And that's it. I make games in theory. None of them are Game of the Year, so they're not worth mentioning. That's it. That's my intro.
And our second Canadian on the stream, but number one Canadian in my heart. We've got Max. Max, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, where we can
Body
find
bagged.
you online.
Yeah, wow. I was gonna make a joke about quitting because I also have not won Game of the Year. But if I'm the best Canadian, I guess I gotta
One sec.
I gotta stay in.
Which award did you win, though?
I didn't listen. Nothing happened for me. I'm boycotting all awards except the ones that I make myself. I'm Max Lander. I host RTFM, which is a fun little podcast that I have recently been informed is some people's favorite podcast, which is fun.
I hear that a lot, actually. Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna ride on for a while. It's just podcasts. Sure, I make games, but also I just yell about things I don't like and record it and release it to the internet, and then people sometimes like it. Slugblaster, however, is a game that both of us enjoyed on the podcast, which very rarely happens. Also happened to Apocalypse Keys though, so there's all the games. I only like my friends' games. It's not true. I've never met Mikey.
But now you're best friends with Mikey.
Not friends. Don't think we would be.
We're rivaling Canadians.
That's right.
Only one.
Mikey, are you drinking a Slurpee?
People want to know in the chat.
No. Oh, no, it's just water. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
I'm boring. I know I seem like I'm a hip vapor, but I'm drinking water.
Max, you said you were going to ride something, and I wanted to say, it was podcast, and I hope that canonically the name of your hoverboard is podcast, because we will be riding a number of them. And so, with that said, isn't it great when you like have to go back, remember a joke, pull it back out, try to revive it, and then it just falls totally flat? Those are the best.
You're doing great.
Those are the
We
best
appreciate
ones.
you.
Tony, what was the joke?
That we're gonna ride hoverboards, and that if Max said I'm gonna ride that, and I was like you can name your hoverboard podcast. They all have a sticker on them.
This is a great vibe.
Here's the
Face
deal.
towards the
Here's the
camera.
deal. Here's
It's
what
like
I'm gonna
amazing.
say. It's not a good thing, but it is a true thing. Any McElroy brother here, if they were on stream, would have lost it at that. They would have just lost it at that.
They would have.
That's not good or bad. You decide at home. But let's go ahead and talk about safety tools that we use here. We always play different games with different people, and so we like to, at our home table and on stream, use different tools to help our game stay on track and make sure everybody is comfortable. The tools we use most often are lines, veils, the X card, and the open door policy, unless the system has something else that it encourages us to use. Lines are things that may happen in the world of the game, but they do not happen while we are playing it. They are off limits. Veils are things that might happen over the course of play, but we're going to address them in a certain context, whether that's touching on them lightly and moving on, only approaching them in a certain context, or just fading to black or moving time forward as they come up. And then the X card is the ability for anybody to, at any point in time, say or type X, identify what the issue is that they do not like, and then we will move that out. They don't have to explain why they don't like it and go forward in a different direction. With that said, we always have a strong line against sexual violence and sexual coercion on the channel, but does anybody have any other lines or veils that they want to add? Cool. Just remember the X card is also on the table, so if we need to use that and then update anything, we always can. The open door policy is just the fact that we're all real people with real stuff going on. You may see us eat, drink, need to get up and walk away from the screen for a second, deal with our real world lives outside of what is happening right in front of us. If so, we may take a short break, or it may just happen, and we're just going to keep on rolling. If you need to take care of yourself while you're watching, make sure you do, because no one will see you, but we want you to take care of yourself either way. With that said, Mikey, I'm going to hand things over to you to take us into Slugblaster Game of the Year.
Sounds great. Okay, well, yeah. So let's play some Slugblaster. What we're going to do is, I guess I'll start with the premise. You are all kids who live in a small, boring prairie town called Hillview, and it's in a world that is a lot like our world, except just even more bland and boring than our world is to bored teenagers usually. So there's hardly anything to do in Hillview. So teenagers have decided that the way to have fun is to sneak into other dimensions and hang out there. And most of them are sort of skate kids who use these hoverboards and or other type action sport things. And the sport is called slug blasting, the act of doing this. And so this has been around for a decade or two. It is sort of new to Hillview and even the world that you guys are in, which is called Null. But on other adjacent dimensions, the teenagers have been doing it for a little longer. So you guys are you're the hicks. You're you're not the cool kids. But you sure can try to be. So you guys are part of a slug blasting crew. We're going to say that you guys have been on a handful of runs before. You've done this before, but you guys are going to, you're still newbies. You're nobodies. No one really knows who your crew is yet. And it's time for you guys to start making a name for yourselves. So speaking of that, let's go around and you guys can tell me about your characters. Give us sort of their vibe. And then you can start also thinking about if you'd want a bond with another character that sort of can sort of create a lattice of relationships between you guys. But in the end, you guys are just friends, right? You've been together a while already. So, okay, so let's start with Ray.
Yeah, cool, totally. So I'm playing Wes. Wes is unfortunately short for Wesley. Everyone knows that's his horrible name, poor kid. He, they pronouns. And so the reason why Wesley has such an awful name is because he comes from a rich and boring family. I think it's just one of those things where, like, dad can be talking at the dinner table and just falls asleep at the sound of his own voice. Like, that's how boring these people are. It's a beautiful home with no personality. Everything's in neutral colors and very expensive. And Wes wears a bright neon jacket, big glasses, but they are super quiet. They only have one song on repeat, and that song is from the Transformers movie. It's just like one.
And how does that sound?
Just there.
Yeah, can you sing it for us?
Does. No, that's fine. Oh my god, I'm in the middle of like testosterone HRT cracking. I cannot sing.
Don't sing it
at
too
this
well
point.
because we don't want to have YouTube demonetize the video.
You may never
No,
sing again. Unfortunately, I'm gonna just tell you.
Oh my
from the
gosh.
other side over here, singing may never be good again. It may not. It doesn't always get better.
My favorite thing is to when I'm feeling dysphoric is to sing "Aha, Take on Me" and be like, I can't hit those high notes anymore. I can hit them really well. Okay, I just want to say that. But so Wes has that one song on repeat. Also, he never smiles, unlike Ray. Ray smiles all the time, but Wes has a problem. But Wes is so in love with Pokemon. In a way Ray wishes they could be. So Wes has Pokemon stickers over everything, including, and I'm so excited about this, Jeeves, who is Wes's robotic companion. Any RPG that has a robot companion, I am just like, rawr, or any robot or anything of any kind. So Jeeves is a sticker-covered, cartridge-based brand new mech. Basically, what if an original Game Boy, but a utility mech? So like that same big gray with the purple buttons.
Yeah.
And has a tendency to say, very good, sir. Of course, sir. Right away, sir. And they have the Guardian mode mod. I love all the mods in the game. They're super cool. Yeah, I think lastly, Wes has laser blades because like if you give me the rollerblade option, I will take it. I was a very frustratedly rollerblade person in my youth. And gravity gloves, which are like a Nintendo knockoff, right? That Wes has. So yeah, so that's Wes who's basically the grit. I really love the playbooks. They're super interesting. But yeah. So Wes is here to take the hits.
Wes and Jeeves. Love it. Okay, let's go to who I got here. Crash. Who's playing Crash?
That's me. I'm playing Crash. If you set me in like a weird time zone, I'm going to be Crash Override for the movie Hackers every time. They're never wearing a helmet. But they have a red like WCMX style hover wheelchair.
Nice.
They are highly caffeinated. They wear merch with their own face on it. And their family is overscheduled, and usually everybody else is wearing matching outfits. If you know, you know.
That's so good.
And then the item I have is a ancient nega friction sword.
Yep.
That can I can roll to cut the dimensions off of an object, so potentially turning something 3D into something 2D, which sounds great. Yeah, that's Crash though.
That's awesome.
Really 2D is such a good gender. I just want to put that out there.
They're cutting one dimension off of their gender.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, who's Trod?
That's me. Trod, which is of course short for Thaddeus Rodriguez. And so just T.Rod.
Why are you so good at being a teenager? It's terrible.
My look is pastel provocateur. So the softest colors in the most offensive way.
Soft colors where they should be hard.
Soft colors where they should be hard. I have a strict family from I'm not.
Yep.
Operablum.
Yep.
Operablum, which I liked because it's just 3 corporations at war with each other in that dimension.
That's the cyberpunky dimension. Okay, yeah, and that's cool. Yeah, you definitely have the option of being from there. So you can decide if you live there or if your family has moved to Hillview for some reason.
We definitely moved here, and it's because we
okay.
have relatives, and we will find out who that relative is. I did go ahead and roll a bond, though did not determine who I am related to yet.
Okay.
I figured we would
Amazing.
do that later. I'm a pencil behind the ear is my vibe, which is also a vibe of mine in real life.
Yep.
Especially when I'm going to what I perceive as artsy parts of the city, I will stick a pencil behind my ear just because I want to be able to hang. And my stickers, I have a sticker that says "Keep Slug Blasting Weird," and a blue crisscross, a blue board with crisscross written on the grip tape, and "Own the Zone" as the graphic. On the bottom, and a mass feedback Raybo. And so I carry around a hard light marker and an AWF bracelet with me. I do have a question. I did not ask it in chat because I wanted to ask it online. I'm looking at my traits, and I'm kind of going back and forth. They're all very good, so I'm going back and forth between a couple. If this was an ongoing campaign, 100% lateral thinking off the bat because you still got to start accruing those style points right away. But it's not. It's a one shot. Less concerned. If I look at power user, we'll talk about my gear in a second. Power user gains the secondary signature piece of gear of my choosing, right? So would I already have a mod that I can use on that, or would I have to wait to unlock that once I had the bits and bobs?
No, it doesn't come with a mod. So you get the basic function of it. So you'd get, like whatever of the device, you get the basic function, but no extra mods. And it should. Yeah.
That's fine. Then in that case, I'm gonna take a slightly reskinned version of the other trait, which is actually reads the manual, and we're gonna call it read the fucking manual.
Yes, exactly.
In honor of Max being on stream with us.
Wonderful.
I'm really good at taking mods, breaking them down into components, and installing new ones on the fly. So I'm good at messing with at least my gear, maybe other people's, and swapping things out. Speaking of gear, I am of course wearing the photonic jacket. So I have a metamaterial clothing that works hard to keep kids' atoms intact, but it displays colors, images, patterns on the fabric surface. Also, nope. The slams from lasers and other electromagnetic energy. I'm going to start with flash patterns enabled, but also that will let me, with my action, also switch over to hard light upscaling with the same components in tow. So,
yeah, that'd be cool.
So I picked one that I thought matched the vibe really well, but also let me use that ability off the bat also too.
Yep. Well, that's great. I love that you're pastel producteur because Upper Abram's actually in the book. They're described as having pastel hair and sort of grayscale complexions, washed out complexions. So that will fit.
So a character from Doug.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The brighter Doug characters are from Popularia. The more subdued Doug characters are from Upper Abram for sure.
Getting deep in the Doug lore here.
More latex, but yeah. My children are literally screaming and cackling.
That is the first time they're probably watching the stream and they're just probably like,
yeah, that's right.
They're probably like, podcast, ride that.
Yeah, Dad, no one podcasts anymore. Okay. How about who do we got? And last we got chill. Max, tell us about Fest.
Yeah, I'm playing Fest, which is for sure gonna be short for Fester. I got this bandana and shoelace belt, which I know are independent items, but in my mind, that's the main clothing item.
Yes.
Just know it's a bandana tied with a shoelace belt. The family members that I rolled were sheltered and ultra-terrestrial, and so I have decided that maybe or maybe not there's a Bigfoot happening. I feel like ultra-terrestrial for me, that's like, you go like Canadian wilderness, Canadian small town, ultra-terrestrial, and I was like, maybe I'm just a hidden Bigfoot. I have Bigfoot pretending to be a human.
Aww.
Well, the rumors are certainly flying. Let's say that.
Just really hairy, really. It's just super hairy, awkwardly hairy for a teenager. Just
I've been there. That's hard.
And
Okay.
lack of clothing, like clothing just really chafes, and so kind
Yeah.
of is that like just the kind of always
you kind of-
this would
you're-
be cool guy, but it's just hair.
And you just hit your growth spurt, and you're kind of awkward, so you just lumber
Yeah,
the way a Sasquatch does.
yeah. I just grew up real fast, and my
And for
bones
some
are
reason,
still
you look
settling.
blurry in every photo, but no one knows
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Which is why I also picked the Rift Ninja sneakers.
Yep.
With the ability to phase occasionally through walls and other matter.
Perfect.
So just every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go hang out on the other side of the wall. I got like I think I got the most boring blaster option, which is a particle blaster. My ray gun is a particle blaster. I'm like, this is fine. It's fine. I'm a Sasquatch with a particle
it's a
blaster.
classic for a reason. Okay.
Yeah. And then I decided that I would go with the pet situation, and have what I listed as a two-headed space cat, but fake. And so I really want to believe that it's a space cat, but really I've just fabricated like a crocheted necklace with an extra head on it.
Like Michael Scott's Halloween costume, but for your cat. Okay.
Yeah, like only in that way that he's like, no, it's my cool space cat, which I think is my childhood friend. Like,
Ooh.
other people have real friends. I have this cat because just like I moved here from the woods. This what's
Oh, I love it.
I actually moved here from the woods, so this is working
This is
for me.
perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of autobiography happening here.
Yeah. I'm trying to manifest that degree of hairiness. I'm contemplating extra drugs for it. I'm working on it. I'm doing every possible medical thing I can to become that hairy. Yeah, and then I chose the guys trait so that I can accidentally notice stuff other people don't. Because that sounded like a rude thing to do to you, the GM. So
It is.
and
It's
when
really
given
good.
the option,
Yeah.
when given the option to pick a power that like kind of throws stuff at the GM, I will.
No, that's
always-
perfect. I was anticipating us having a sort of an adversarial relationship during this
Yeah.
game because I haven't forgotten the like one or two things that you said about my game that I
Right,
didn't like
yeah,
in the podcast. So
I'm also from British Columbia.
you didn't think it was
originally, and so
yeah.
So
But no,
like,
it's
there's no
fine.
worlds in which we could be friends because
Yeah.
British Columbia and Albertans can't actually commute. There's like
No, of
it
course.
might look the same, but
You like the environment. Why would I be
the outdoors, human rights,
Exactly.
the
Yeah,
NDP.
exactly.
We like all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. This is actually oil, by the way.
Yeah.
Um
I'm drinking
no, that's fine.
literal tea.
You think
I'm
you
drinking
think
literal forest leaves, so
you think noping will make the game too easy for you, so I'm just gonna make sure that you go through hell today. So
I have to follow through on never noping now. I already had that thought. I was like, nope, can't ever nope. Got it. Great, good.
So Fest gets his head burned off. You want to nope that? Okay. This is awesome. Oh, and what's your? Oh yeah, Rift Ninja Seekers. Yeah, that's great. Okay, cool. We have a cool crew here. Speaking of cool crews, do we want to come up with some names and other stuff about your crew?
I will say the amount of Canadians in the chat right now that are really want to be included in this beef
Aw.
is non-zero. Also,
Yeah.
Amanda, I fiddled with my volume. Let me know if this is better. I don't know if it is or not, but tell me in the chat if this is better volume.
Hey, chat, if you're from Edmonton, throw a machete emoji up. You know, we've got to keep it real. So, throw a bunch of metallic ball emojis up, as many as you can get, and that would be great. These are some jokes for the Edmontonians here only, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna make a crew. They're losing their shit right now, though. I guarantee they are losing their shit. Okay, let's make a crew. We can start with a name, although sometimes it's better to do the name last. So there's actually, I should remember how this goes. I'll go to the crew creation stuff. We'll do it real quick. We're probably going to do a truncated crew creation, but we will still do it. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick your brand. This is like your, this is like your reputation, what your crew is sort of known for, the kind of sort of slug blaster sub scene that you're part of. So the Guts has final say on this one. You can find this on page 70 if you want. I'll throw the page into the game, and I think I can do that. Maybe I can do that. But yeah, I can find it on page 70, and I'll just read them out. We got shredders, we have hackers, we have good kids, we have punks, partiers, weirdos, couriers, ultranauts, and underdogs. And those are the different brands you can pick. And so you get to pick, how many we get? We get to pick 2. And we can also leave one B if we need to, and fill it in later. But this kind of gives a little bit of direction to your crew.
I liked underdogs, but that's because that's what I can remember us out of all of them also. And I think it may have been the last one, but I do like it also.
Yeah.
It was, in fact, the last one.
Who hates an underdog?
I guess to answer that question, Max, usually most people.
Wow.
By definition.
That's why they're underdogs.
Oh, just stupid. Okay, I threw the stuff right underneath that crew sheet, so you can see the crews there. So
Nice.
And I'll throw the other page on too while I'm at it, because we're gonna need that. Yeah. Okay. So we want some underdogs, and what do we think? Any what is that? That is not
Slug Blaster 1.2 drag.
Master drag.
Slug Blaster been dragged.
Yeah. Anyone have a second one they want to suggest? Guts, do you have anything? Do you want to? Do you have a second one that you're looking at?
I'm partial to punks, but
Oh my gosh. How
would anyone have guessed?
I could not.
How
In
could we
all
have
honesty, I was looking at hackers and just thinking, there's no way Kegan isn't picking hackers.
Oh, really?
Honestly, both
I thought
really
with
good calls.
Max and Kegan, someone's going to pick punks, right? Is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I just look like one on TV. The amount of times how I look has gotten people who
It's
I
more-
don't share a subculture with to be like, "Hey, yeah, how's it going?" I'm like, I don't know how it's going. I'm
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
So again, this is sort of what your crew has been, I guess, labeled by the scene. It doesn't necessarily mean that every single one of you identifies strongly with this thing, but it's sort of just, sometimes you and your friends form a band and people say it's hardcore and you didn't even know that, and the drummer doesn't even like hardcore. That's sometimes what happens. So, but if you don't pick it yourself, someone's going to pick it for you. So, okay. The next up, we have, we're going to pick a hangout. This won't come into play much in the game, maybe at the end, but this is just sort of helps form the crew in your guys' head. Where do you guys hang out? Now, if someone, the chill has final say on this, you guys can also choose just to roll it. And I guess you can pick 2 of them, or you can pick one for now and wait and see if another one shows up
Is
later.
the video cut? Oh,
My gut says make out park, but not because anybody ever gets any action. Just awkwardly at make out park.
Oh, that's so real.
You can't be underdogs at make out park and also be good fixtures of it or whatever.
Maybe we're
Yeah.
just the kind of underdogs that
was
everybody
gonna
expects don't make out a whole lot, but then we always do. Or not.
Dang.
Yeah. So,
I
I'll write down-
also, yeah. Is Video Hut like the Blockbuster? Is that I was just curious. Okay.
Yeah, you can rent movies
But yeah, Make Out
there.
Park sounds great.
You can rent hoverboard or slug blasting equipment, but you have to remember to, to pack the cords up right and bring it all back by 5 p.m. the next day. So
I feel like Mako Park
I'm
and
getting
the video hut
flashbacks.
are fine. We can do both of these.
Yeah. sounds good.
We're versatile.
Oh my god, the makeout park like behind the video hut, right? That's like
Yeah.
what it is.
I'm gonna just write down make out video hut.
Yeah.
That has a very different vibe.
There's like a specific aisle where it's supposed to go down.
I've been in the backs of those shops. That's not
Yeah,
a thing.
That's so funny. Okay, number 3, pick a starting perk. So this is, what do we got here? You guys
I don't
can-
know.
It's
You-
just you can pick masks, advanced portal technology. Oh, hey, look. I found a mistake on my sheet. That's cool.
There we go.
Nice. Play testing. It never
We're
stops.
helping you.
Second edition coming soon. Okay. Yeah, so you can pick masks or advanced portal technology, which basically, yeah, that's something you started with. Maybe one of your older brothers had some of that slug blasting gear hanging around, and you guys got it, or some other crew gave it to you guys so you could start slug blasting. The grit can pick this one.
Yeah, are we leaning towards something?
No, this feels like a choice for the grit.
I feel like masks are less cool.
We gotta go for more cool, so it has to be advanced portal tech then.
Sounds good.
I like that you're trying to dig us out of our underdog status. You're like, no, we're cool. It's fine.
Look at this cool advanced portal tech we have.
Yeah, that's
Everybody's
like
like-
real nerd shit, to be fair.
And these
Yeah, only the nerds would understand how advanced it really is.
masks just help you breathe in toxic air or underwater or whatever, and they can look all sorts of ways. They can look like a high-tech medical mask, have that Gen Z cool, or they can look like a motocross helmet or a gas mask or a bandana or anything like that. So your characters can do it, but you only need masks if you go to toxic places anyway. So, but it does help you get to those places necessary. I think we're gonna stop faction building there, simply because for this first run, because the picking factions and doing the map are pretty much the backbone of sort of campaign play. But since we're doing one run, I think we should just start get to the action. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll probably meet some factions during the run anyways, so that'll kind of be neat. Yeah, so we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off as you guys enter another dimension. So here's the thing about portals. Most portals are one way, which means when you create one, you see a black shimmering sphere, solid black. No light can come out from the dimension there and get to you. Everything is going one way into it, which means that if you put your hand into it, you can't get your hand out. The only way is to keep going in. And so it also means that once you go through, you can't get back home except through another one-way portal somewhere else in that dimension. So this is only just part of the tantalizing, exciting thrill of slug blasting. In fact, a lot of people still call the moment where you step through that first portal, they call it the rush. And we're going to start as you guys are stepping through into the world of the Golden Jungle. So the Golden Jungle, this is the ruins of an advanced civilization grown over by dense, sparkling rainforest. Decommissioned Gundams sleep under blankets of moss. For slug blasters, the Golden Jungle has always been a hot spot in more ways than one. Hoverboarders are drawn to the dense foliage, geographic anomalies, and crumbling remnants of ancient architecture, which all add up to some sort of natural skate park that is unrivaled in the local multiverse. There's also the inherent mystery of the runes themselves and secrets lurking within the mecha, waiting for someone brave or stupid enough to come and claim them. Sure, the shadows beneath the jungle canopy hide creatures too vicious and terrible to even imagine, but what's a slugger run without a little mortal terror? So you guys can see, if you go look at the play area, you can see sort of what the vibe of the Golden Jungle here. And you guys are here because you have heard that there is a little bit of a hang happening at this one of these giant Gundam. There's apparently some kids from out of town are going to be there. So you step through this portal and you can just sort of see through the well, you know what? Let's say this is the exact view you have when you step through, except you guys are up on a sort of between you and this view is a fairly wide, I guess, river, kind of canyon. No, yeah, a river between you and this view. So before we get started with this, I want you to tell me why is your character, why do they like slug blasting? And what should they really be doing today besides instead of slug blasting? What's waiting for them at home that they should probably, that they can't quite stop thinking, like it's nagging at the back of their head? And let's start, we'll start with Ray again.
Yeah, Wes should be home doing violin practice. So unfortunate. I have a recital tomorrow. And so I can hear the music like in the back of my head, right? So I try to drown it out by once again playing Stan Bush on my Walkman, right? I assume we're not in like the 90s or the 80s. It's just that Wes has this equipment on him.
Oh, so. Of course. This is Slugblaster takes place in sort of a non-decade. So there are absolutely like Discman and that stuff, but there's also these kind of, you know, weird looking smartphones and Web 2.0 and all that stuff. So
right.
Okay, violin practice. I love it. Okay. What's Jeeves' opinion on your slug blasting hobby?
Jeeves thinks that it's a good way for me to make friends. I don't have any friends. Like this group is the closest I have to friends, but I don't talk to anybody. So
that's great.
I'm just here to try to protect people, but I don't know how to actually talk to anyone. So I think poor Jeeves keeps trying to start conversations with people to try to pull me into, right? Yes, young master, that is correct. Just the other day, you were talking about, and it's super awkward because Wes doesn't say anything.
Jeez.
He just looks at Jeeves and then looks at the other person and stops talking.
That's like me when me and Steph are at like a party or something, and I'm always trying to be like, "Hey, Steph, tell that funny story you told me," and she's always like, "You need to stop doing that." Okay, Crash. What about you?
Yeah, amusingly, I was going to say Crash is very overscheduled. Has family that wants them to do like a million things, and right now I'm supposed to be in piano lessons. Just some very parallel thought.
We're part of the same recital.
Absolutely, I was going to say I think we have the same recital tomorrow.
So maybe this is your bond.
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently, is that you two met in music class or something.
Same hardships.
Yeah, that's shared hardships. Yeah,
shared hardships. Right. So good.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
We both have demanding families.
I love it. Okay, Trod.
It's corporate advocacy day. So our family likes to walk down the main street of town handing out pamphlets on the importance of loving and supporting your local corporation. It's a strong family activity. It's something we brought with us as we came here. And you know, if we don't speak for the corporation, who will?
Of course.
I hate
You
this
gotta
stream.
protect the corporation.
Oh,
They're
that
the
is
real
so funny.
underdog.
Those are just called flyers, I think, in our actual society.
Yeah, this is a little bit more of a bit
Okay.
more of a tract.
Oh, okay, more of a
than
tract,
it is. Yeah, this is
Yes.
really about
Yes.
the
okay.
good of the
A
corporation
trifold
and
pamphlet. Yeah.
and
okay.
how if you give your heart over to the company store, that riches beyond measure await you.
Of course. Okay. Okay, Fest. What about you? You get a text. What's the text say?
The text is just a picture of the garden in the back that is starting to take over the house because I've just been neglecting my gardening duties.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of highlighted, like drawn on areas of like this was
Weeds.
supposed to be done last week. This was the week before.
Yeah.
These
that your-
flowers are starting to grow teeth or whatever.
What do you reply back?
Amazing.
Or do you?
No, I definitely just leave it on red.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
If I find a picture of a really cool flower, I'm just if I find a really good looking flower or some kind of weird growth here, I'm just going to take a picture and send that back.
I have a weird growth.
Shared hardship, weird growth.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how are you guys going to get across this river? It is about 30 feet wide and deep.
30 feet wide and deep.
Well, probably hundreds of feet deep, but
Gotcha.
30, it's 30 feet deep or 30 feet wide. Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna jump it, right? That's the thing. We're
Like with our feet or with our boards? I guess we do everything with our board. Listen, I'm still new here. This isn't. If I was cool, I'd know what the answer was. But that's not.
We have to look off something that we can grind up against, right? And then just leap over the edge. I'm just trying very hard to remember how to play Jet Set Radio.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, it's a jungle, so there's lots of debris, deadfall and stuff, but there's also this also
Ooh.
looks like one day it used to be, like way back, it used to be some sort of maybe shipping yard or something, because there are all these sort of half corroded metal like canisters or almost like shipping container type things sort of scattered around. So there's plenty of scrap metal that you could, but that if you could find a way to like cut it free and move it, you might be able to do something with that. There is one piece that's kind of already positioned in a way that could be like a ramp, but it's off at a weird angle, which would make it a pretty risky the way if it's just done as is.
Is there like a vine that I could swing to get like
There's
a
vines.
bunch of air off of?
For sure there's vines. Yeah. There's a big tree growing sort of out over the river, and it's just like vines and foliage hang almost like a curtain hang down and sort of dangle into the muddy water.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. What could
Mhm.
possibly go wrong? I'm gonna, like I've seen on the TV shows, try and swing my way as far as possibly across.
Okay, Sasquatch. Let's see what you
Yeah,
got.
right? Whatever. I'm going with the plant theme. Don't at me, Alberta. I know you don't know what
I
they
have
are
heard
there,
that
but the
swinging
rest of the
and
country is
grinding will get you out of most
so-
situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. It'll be good.
Okay.
I'm gonna like send out my little drone. I feel like I want to be really high up because I picked a drone, and so I'm gonna make sure that my drone is like
Recording.
getting those sweet, sweet angles.
Yeah. Okay. So Chill's gonna just take a run at this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go down first.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to use the vines to get across. Okay. Assessing risk. Yeah. Let's take this. Now, are you going to try to do a trick while you do this? Are you looking for style, or are you looking to just get across?
I'm just looking to get across.
Okay.
I feel like I need some. I gotta like do something cool before I feel cool.
Sounds great. Yeah. So let's
Ooh,
roll and
teenage
see what
experiment.
happens.
I did, however, roll, and I know I always get my +1 because I'm just cool and chill, and I rolled 2 ones.
Yeah.
Can
this
we,
is-
for anybody
this is it.
watching, can we walk through how an action roll works real quick?
Yeah,
just so
absolutely.
people pick up what we're laying down.
Yep, that's right. So you're going to tell me what you do. I'm going to tell you how far you get, and I'm going to tell you what goes wrong if you fail it. You're going to roll a d6 and by standard, and then you get to add stuff. Your character sheets have these little pools of dice icons called boost that you can add. You have some on your main personality page that comes from your general attitude, and then you have some on your signature device page. That's the turbo mode. And if you feel like your action, if your personality or your device are going to contribute in a meaningful way to your action, you're free to add as many of those dice from your pool as you want. You can stack them up, you can spread them out throughout the run, whatever you want to do. There's also these little icons with lightning bolts in them. Those are called kick. Kick increases the impact of your success, so you can succeed even better. You can do more damage, you can get more style on a trick, you can get some sort of side benefit or bring a teammate along with you on a success, those kinds of things. Yeah, and that's how a roll goes. You can also, there's a dare move that you can use to modify your roll a bit. And of course, the sort of showcase mechanic of the game, that sort of the game kind of revolves around this, is the do a trick move, which means that anytime you do an action, you can choose to do a trick while you do it, which means you're going to do it with some sort of extra flair or showiness. It doesn't have to be while you're skateboarding. It can be while you're doing anything, but you're adding some sort of pizzazz that's meant just to be cool and interesting to those watching, or just to yourself because you feel like doing something for fun. If you succeed on an action in which you've decided to do a trick, you get a style point as well as your success. But if you fail on an action that you decide to put a trick on, the problems are worse and you break your arm. No, but you could, the problems get bad. So yeah, and you say check it before you do a trick. And that's I think that's the main rules for rolling. Yeah, okay, cool.
Well, I didn't do any of those things.
Yeah, that's fine. You rolled 2 ones. That's
I rolled
right.
2 ones.
Okay,
I
so
rolled my normal roll, and it went badly for me.
okay,
Which
so
I think
yes,
I cosmically deserve, because I imagine you're gonna give me an option to nope, and I was like, I'd come out my pride.
okay. I think I'm not going to give you a slam, so nothing to nope anyways. We're going to go just with a snag. So the idea is, with these consequences of failure, it might be a snag or it might be a slam. A snag is just some sort of complication, a funny predicament or that kind of thing. Whereas a slam is something that impacts your physical body or your spirit or your gear, right? And you have as a player have autonomy over your character's those things. So slams, you can you can nope them, which means you mark some trouble and you describe to me what cool thing your character does to avoid that slam, right? So it's supposed to be a proactive thing usually, although the chill often likes to play it off as just like dumb luck because that's funny for the chill. But so in this situation, I'm just going to go with the snag, and the snag is you launch up the, you run, or what were you were going to run, jump on the vines, or were you going to hoverboard, try to grab vines? What was your plan?
I feel like running. I feel like I'm very into my sneaker life, and so
yeah, that's right. You got the sneakers.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Chill runs, does a triple jump, and grabs onto the vines and swings about 3 feet and then back, and is now hanging suspended above the river, stuck holding on to vines, about 15 feet out. So I think you probably jumped off the ramp to get yourself a little distance, like sort of ran up or a log or something. But yeah, you're 15 feet out. Also, your sneakers probably gave you a bit of a boost. So
yeah, it's the growing bones that get me.
That's why I don't wear sneakers.
I'm gonna put some bite on this board so I can remember to use it too. Bite is like a GM currency that allows me just to
bite us.
Yeah, add some heat to the game if I feel like things are going too easy or boring.
Through the screen,
like they are
bite us
right
with your
now.
teeth.
We're killing it right now. So
I'm gonna give myself 4. That's
wow,
right.
Killer GM.
Okay. Yeah, so who wants to try next or help Fest or laugh at Fest, or what do you guys want to do?
I want to try to do the trick Fest was going to do.
Okay.
And launch off the ramp and across the river. But I want to do a backflip when I do it.
Okay. And you're using your hoverboarding down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna add a trick. Okay.
Am I just rolling 1d6 there?
Yeah, unless you what are you? You're the guts, right? So you can definitely, your guts definitely would help you if you wanted to add one of your boost or kick or anything like that, you could. I don't think your sword helps you. No, your sword can't
I don't
help
think my
you.
sword helps me here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll mark a boost here.
Okay.
And roll 2d6 instead. And that's a 5. That's not bad.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so you were doing a trick. So you're gonna get your style. So I'll let you and you're gonna succeed. You're gonna get across. Oh yeah, the one thing I didn't mention is this uses typical Forged in the Dark success like results. So a 6 is a pure success. A 4 and a 5 is you succeed, but there's a problem, and 1 to 3 is you fail and there's a problem. So yeah, you got 5, so you succeed, which in this case means you get to mark style and you get across the river. That was your original goal. I'll get you to describe that trick. Yeah, why don't you describe what you do?
Yeah, I think I go up that ramp. I do my little flip. I think while I'm upside down, I stick a tongue out at our resident Sasquatch. And I land on the other side, having not helped at all.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna say I get to give you 2 problems though. The one problem I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say you land hard. You technically like land the trick, but then you do like a board wobble and you bail, and you land right in like an old rotting stump, and it hurts pretty bad. You got some bruised ribs.
Okay.
From that, so that's nopeable or takeable.
I'll take that.
Okay, so you take that slam. It hurts, but that's part of the game, right? Part of the sport. And then the other problem I'm going to give you guys is I'm going to say that's when you notice something circling in the water underneath Fest. Something scaly.
Am I lunch?
Just laying on my side. Hey, Fest, watch out!
I don't want to be lunch, guys.
Try not being from Canada.
Hey, Fest, what
Whoa.
what did you have for breakfast this morning, Fest?
I
Is
think
there
I
like a
probably-
Canadian breakfast? Like,
Yeah.
like Marmite from Australia? Like,
Yeah,
is there an
that's what it is.
equivalent?
Yeah.
No,
I mean-
it's just maple syrup candy. That's it.
I
That's
think
all.
Canadian breakfast is just like poutine with eggs on it, which is delicious.
I had
It's a
that
really
this
good
morning.
thing.
Tea for
Yeah,
breakfast?
super
Really?
good.
Oh
I
my
just
God, that's
assumed
amazing.
Timbits.
Okay.
I assumed everybody was eating Timbits.
I had those this
I mean,
morning.
I eat Timbits as often as I can. No, I think I probably ate like some kind of weird cereal that's mini Pop Tarts, but then you add
Okay.
milk to it, which sounds
Okay.
gross to me.
I've
but-
had that cereal.
Is that a real thing, or did you make that up? Like,
I don't know. Is it a real thing?
Not yet. It
Sounds
isn't
gross.
this.
Donut the other day.
Isn't,
with a
isn't the whole
Pop-Tart
point
on
of
top.
Pop Tarts is to like toast them? So like, do you toast
It's
them
a
first and then put the milk
non-toasted
on it?
filled. I will send a picture in the chat just for you all.
There's something
I've
about
had it.
Thank you.
It's pretty good.
The
There's
milk
something about
causes it
jelly
to
filled
toast.
cereal.
It's real. Oh my
The
God.
milk causes it to toast. If anything, it's getting hotter.
The
Okay.
chemical reaction. Oh, so
yeah,
good.
exactly. Boils milk. Okay, the weird thing is, Fest, is you actually can't remember what you had for breakfast. And it was only, it was this morning. So, but you find yourself all of a sudden, you're just like, you feel like something's going on. You just can't remember that information. So, okay. Who's next? We got something circling in the water. One of you is across, one of you is hanging over.
I'm gonna pull out my like hard light marker and just
Yeah.
start doodling in the midair. Like I'm obviously drawing schematics of some kind, while we wait to find out what Wes does.
Oh yeah, Wes is definitely gonna go in and check on our poor guy
I was like,
Who's
we
like
don't have a hard
hung up on the
playbook, which is
vines.
Yep.
fine.
But like Fest is like held up in the vines, is that right? Like
You-
sort of.
Sort of just, yeah, like
Wow.
you can choose if you're tangled in them or if you're holding on. Whatever
Yeah.
fits your aesthetic more.
I think it's not clear from the outside. I think maybe I'm not tangled, but you could.
Or from the inside,
Sure,
you're like,
yeah.
if I let go, am I okay? Or
I'm also trying to pretend it's cool, like it's fine,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's good. I'm just hanging here. I'm like
Just
trying every once in a
take-
while. I like stick an arm or
checking
foot out,
your
like I'm trying to
phone.
do like acrobatic shit. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
that's good.
I know how to do.
I think,
aerials,
like-
so this is-
Yeah, Wes clambers on top of Jeeves to like, to head over to Fest, and it's like, I think like Wes opens his mouth and closes it, and Jeeves is like, Master Fest, like, do you require assistance? Right?
That's so funny.
But Wes is gonna like jump off. I think like it's like I think like Wes is gonna use their gravity gloves to try to like loosen the vines, right? And hopefully have like Fest like reach out with both mech arms to grab
Okay.
Artean. And
So-
drop that mythical.
If Fest is sort of hanging over the river,
Yeah.
are you going to try you're using your gravity gloves is sort of swinging him a bit part of that so that
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
grab?
to like pull towards us, right? So
Yep.
that they don't fall into the river.
The river,
is the
yep.
goal, right?
and then you guys
Yeah.
will try to cross together after that.
Yeah. I think like, I think that's the goal. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm trying not to do too much with the single action, but
Well, fine.
Uh,
I think saving your friend is that's one action. I think that seems good. So
Yeah.
that's the ultimate goal. So yeah, let's have a roll for that. Doesn't
Yeah,
sound
I
like
think
you're
I
doing it.
will do a bit of a trick where
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
I'm gonna jump off Jeeves to try to get the perfect angle and sort of like
Yes.
twist in the air.
Yes.
Man, I am so like physically disabled in real life, so I'm just like excited at the idea of my
Yes.
character being
Yes.
so nimble. This is why we play.
It's a big part of the
TTRPG.
fantasy for a lot of people.
But yeah, okay. So I think that's like 1d6. I'm gonna say it's actually Jeeves Turbo that I'm gonna mark. Like he's helping me like prop up, like he gives
and
me
he's
like
involved
a
in grabbing. He's gonna be involved in grabbing fast in the end too. So
yeah, so it makes sense.
And you're doing a trick, you said. So okay.
Yes. All right.
How many people and/or robots can I get into that river?
Yeah. I rolled 2 6s.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Hooray.
Wonderful.
Okay, I'm not gonna be superstitious. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna say
that's all the 6s you'll roll. So.
Say it, you coward.
No, that's what I was trying to say out loud.
Say it.
But by not saying it, you're also being superstitious. That's the other thing.
Okay.
Man.
So so it goes exactly how you want it. And Fest, you are sort of your gravity shifts and you're pulled over and you sort of fall out untangled from these vines and you tumble out right into the arms of the plastic shell arms of Jeeves. Who catches you?
That is very good, sir. Right.
Yes, that's right.
For the both of us.
Okay, so Fest is saved from there, and you guys are still back on the original side of the river, so you'll still have to get across, as well as I guess Crash is the only one who's on the other side of the river,
waving from the other side.
So I finished my calculations, and as part of that, like these calculations have gotten bigger and bigger, and I've also drawn like a downward ramp from one of these nearby, like you said they're like big storage containers, right?
Yeah.
Like big shipping. So I've drawn like like there's a lot of calculations written in the air, but like they've also taken on this much larger practical shape of this downward ramp. The downward ramp goes right to the edge of the water, also too. Okay. I'm gonna grab a vine, but my math tells me the real trick here is like a lot of people think they need to get air. The reality is you need to get water, and so like you got to go down. You got to go down into the water, and then you got to pop it back out with your upward force. Is what I've calculated.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
And
I like it.
If a giant beast tries to erupt up underneath me while I'm doing that, that's how things go. I've got that in my calculations. It's fine.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It's like sometimes you see people on jet skis like do those sort of submarine and then
back out. Yep, 100%.
Okay,
that's the move here.
This is gonna be pretty risky, but I think it sounds like it's a trick.
It is a trick.
It's a very smarts like trick.
Yeah.
I think. Sounds good. It's risky, but it's a good trick.
Let me transition off the cool picture of where we're skating and actually look at my character sheets. I know what my actual options are. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna boost and kick because that's how I roll.
Yep, I love it. So that will give you. And with the extra kick, you want to get some more extra style, or is there some other benefit you'd rather have?
The benefit I think I'm looking for, like I said, I grabbed a vine initially, and that's for some of the upward pull. But my goal is to trail that vine across the water to make it easier for other people to follow me.
Sounds great. That makes sense.
And I got a 6 and a 3.
Okay, you succeed. You do just as you say. You want to add any details of your awesome trick?
When I'm down there, do I see what this thing underneath the water is?
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, you see the blue reptilian skin of a psionic crocodile.
Yeah.
Just floating right there. You see all the teeth as you go by. You can count the teeth, and you feel it trying to devour your memories as you go by. But you're too fast. It doesn't get any of them so far.
Yeah,
But,
I think there's a moment where like their psionic like jaws start to like probe around my brain, and that is like everybody's like, oh my god, and that's when we see me like pull up out of the water, burst out of the water, little trail of psychic energy pulling behind me as I like skitch over to the other side across the
perfect
across the water.
And I'm actually going to go ahead, even though you got a 6, I'm going to go ahead and spend a bite to say that you just sort of, used yourself as a fishing lure through this water. I think that psionic crocodile is going to burst from the water and swim up and follow you onto the bank and start coming towards, sort of stalking, slightly cautiously coming towards you and Crash on that side of the bank. So so you'll have to deal with that thing. But the other two of you are not across the river yet. So I mean, we could go back to I think Fest, you should do something. You haven't done anything in a while. So
other than lounge coolly in Jesus' arms, I'm like, can you get Jeeves to just hurl me to the other side?
I know. I was thinking about that. Do we want to do that?
Can we just
try to
hurl
hurl
each other? Is that an option? Is there like some way in which?
Here, I'll read.
Use the centrifugal force of having us.
While you make a plan, I will read the entry for the psionic crocodile. Easily confused with psychic alligators, these hungry reptiles infest murky waters throughout the local multiverse, feeding on the data-rich nerve clusters of intelligent prey and the whatever-rich whatevers of anything else they find. These things, they burst from the water and they try to feast on your good memories. And also just bite you.
Memory?
I guess that's a little nibble. That's like a soda cracker to a crocodile. It's neither good or bad. It's just.
Do you
have a description of a soda cracker? That's true.
Do you have a grappling hook or like some kind of rope or something?
I do.
I mean, I did take the vine with me, so there is a vine.
You have a vine that you could probably swing back to them and they could grab it and swing forward. Is that the idea? Or did you stretch one that they could like hand over hand? Or zip line?
If the tree was on our side, then they should theoretically be able to zip line or grind or whatever cool shit they want to do to the tree down.
So here I'll draw how I'm picturing it, but
nice.
So if this is a cross section of the river down here, and this was the side you guys are on with a tree that was overhanging and some vines. Right now we got Trod. He's standing right there. Oh, there you are. And you are holding a vine from there, which means that you guys could climb up this tree branch and zip line down. I think that was the idea.
I love that idea.
Mikey, I also just realized that you did all the art for this game. It's really impressive.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, okay. That's wow. Okay.
It blended into the background painting there well that
body bag.
Can you tell us? Can you tell the difference between what Mikey just drew and the rest of this? Like, it's pretty much.
Okay, I did one of the illustrations. Okay, I'm not going to tell you which page it's on, but it's in there. This is so.
Wait, I feel like you said which one it was in a Discord somewhere. I feel like I know.
Oh, it says it in the credits of the book. It's the one of the power drill looking thing under the Harddecker faction or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just look for the one that looks like this.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm getting dragged harder than that vine. So this is great.
It's the +1 experience.
Slugblaster 1.2 dragged. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then this X will be that's the crocodile coming. You know what? This crocodile is bigger than that.
Wow.
Well,
Turn
I'm
X.
big. No,
Every
This
time we
way
insult
area.
Mikey's art, the crocodile gets a little bit bigger.
Oh man.
A little bit hungrier for
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that zip
Quantum
line
crocodile?
idea sounds like a good
Yeah,
That sounds
idea.
solid. That sounds like a good plan.
Yep.
Yeah. Do we
Okay.
do? I'm thinking a little too Blades in the Dark. Do we do a group action or is that not?
Yeah, you can do a group action. It's sort of
Okay.
up. It's up to. Well, there's two ways to do teamwork. One is that you can just share your boost and kick however you want. It's very open that way. So if someone's doing something, you can be like, I'm helping in this way, and just add the booster kick. You can also note problems for other people if you can describe how you can how you would be there to help or whatever.
Okay,
But as
so
far as
Max's
group-
character will survive.
Yeah, but group actions are a thing the GM can just choose to have you do. It's just sort of a pacing mechanic. So in this case, I can say, yeah, if you guys want to just do one roll for this, and you guys can pool your boost and kick as you see. I'll just say it. You guys both will get the benefit and or consequences of that single roll. So
Well, I think
Yeah, that makes
I'm going to be
sense.
superstitious. You should roll.
What?
But I
Oh
feel
my
like
god! Let's see if the luck will hold out.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, one of you got double sixes and one of you got double ones, right? So we're really just messing with probability right now.
but you can have my boost though. My forever.
Okay,
I'll just
cool,
look
cool.
really cool the entire time. And I was like,
Nice.
should we ask for a dare? Like, should we do a dare? Should this should we-
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
since there's two of us to potentially have consequences, let's make them really big if they're gonna
Mhm.
happen.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So on a dare, is it something that like we offer and then?
yeah, it's sort of you can decide. There's a few ways to use a dare, but basically the way you guys are looking to do is if you let me introduce an extra problem, and you can suggest what that problem would be, you can get an extra d6 or an extra kick to your roll. So
Oh. I mean, the extra problem I'm thinking is pretty bad. So Max, do you have an idea in mind?
no, I like
Pretty
that. I liked when you said pretty bad. So let's hear it.
Yeah.
So in the Philippines, in my circles anyway, we have a joke that's like, it's like in Tagalog, it's like nasan si bunso, which translates to where's my baby? I kind of like the idea that this crocodile is just someone's baby and the mom is like
Yes.
looking for them.
Oh, that's very good. Very good.
And we hear them in the distance, like they're gonna show up at some point.
Yes.
That's my very bad idea.
This is great and so not worth an extra d6.
No.
So the
That's what I'm
proportions
saying. That's
of
why it's so bad.
Yeah.
are just no,
I was-
yes.
I have GM brain. That's the problem.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So-
There's 5 GMs playing this game.
that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, great. You roll 4d6 or whatever. I don't know. Something about please get a good number so that you don't get eaten. I don't know what psychic, what a giant psychic crocodile is.
Well, the thing is, this is a problem that would occur automatically, regardless of the results of your roll.
Yeah, so by taking it, you are saying this happens.
Yeah.
Great.
So you guys can get an extra dice to your roll if I can have another giant monster show up. That sounds great. I accept.
Why not? It's a one shot. Why not? The gift. This is after all of that dragging we did on his art. Right?
Yeah, no, I haven't
Okay,
forgotten.
maybe
How do
Can
I?
we actually see what these crocodiles look like? Do you want to draw that for us too, real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah, sounds good. Let me see here.
I got
think
2d6s.
It's like
I got 2 6s and a 4.
this,
Damn. The
Wow.
probabilities are so good.
sort of like that. That's sort of what it looks like.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You know what? That's exactly what I envisioned it looking like.
Yeah, that's good.
That tail is even more powerful than I expected it to be.
True.
Great stuff.
His reactions are great.
I think I do actually have a picture. Though,
Oh
that
yeah,
I will.
Amanda over in chat, I believe in Edmontonian, says I thought the crocodile was blue.
Did I say it was blue?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I have a picture here of a
no.
psychic alligator, so
They're
slightly
oftentimes
different.
confused for each other.
Slightly
Yeah,
different.
exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Does
So
that just mean they're chunkier?
there's one. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's have that roll. Let's see if you guys Tarzan over this thing.
Oh no, you were busy doing your art, but I did get 2 6s again and a 4.
Yes, you did get 2 6s. Oh, how nice for you.
That's so good.
Okay.
Ray's gonna only roll 6s the rest of the session.
No. That's not
It's all 6s, baby. 6 City.
I think I just have to keep focusing on fast. Fast is my good luck charm.
For
That's my lucky Sasquatch.
Yeah. For every 6, another crocodile appears. That's where we're going. You can only roll 6s. I know you had a whole run plan, but we're just playing in the river of crocodiles
Yeah,
tonight.
Infinite crocodile river.
Oops, all crocodiles. Okay. So yeah, okay. So you both get across and you land on the bank, but yes, that's exactly when somebody's mama shows up. And it's a giant, we'll say this one is green. How about that? This giant green psionic crocodile bursts from the river, lands, and starts chasing you guys through the jungle. So where are you headed? The direction of the party, the terrain is a little bit more difficult to navigate. Whereas there's a way that wouldn't take you to the party, but looks like it'd be quicker to lose this, easier to lose this crocodile.
Is this why we're underdogs?
Choosing between safe and cool.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
bring monsters to the party? Is this why we're like, yeah, great. Come to the
my
party.
gosh.
Here's some gargantuan-
Yes. 100% agree.
Yeah, I vote difficult.
You vote difficult. Okay.
Last time it was a gelatinous cube that we brought along, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to go to the party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so to get to the party and to lose this crocodile, you guys will have to navigate you'll have to get over 2 checkpoints to get there. These checkpoints are sort of like these little obstacles, little hazards in the way. And in order to, now you always will clear you'll always get past the checkpoint no matter what, whether you fail or not. But if you fail, you aren't getting through that checkpoint quickly enough to actually lose this crocodile. So so you need to make a roll, take some sort of action to tell me how you get through that checkpoint in the fastest way possible. And if you can get through both checkpoints before the crocodile gains on you and catches up to you, then you guys are good, and you'll lose the crocodile in the woods, in the jungle. Okay, so the first checkpoint. Let me find my world here.
Let's
Golden
just take the
jungle.
crocodile with us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I want to move through the checkpoints, but not so fast we lose the crocodiles, you know? We want to get to the party, but we want to bring them with us.
Well,
Whenever
you
we're
know, I
like,
mean,
hey guys, and we're like, yeah, and then the crocodile just erupts out.
once you guys,
We
once
brought
you
a
guys,
+1.
once we've determined that you haven't been eaten by the crocodile, then I can allow you at that point to say that you bring the crocodile
Okay.
into the party.
Perfect.
Okay, so the first one here is there's this rusted silo on its side, so sort of a tunnel of metal in the jungle that you can that's in your path, so you can go over, under, through. It is up to you, and you tell me how you get through that thing faster than the crocodile can. And while you do that, I'm going to set up a track that's going to be called I'm going to call it what's Jaws. I'm going to call it Jaws. So here's a track. The track is the word Jaws. Every time you guys, one of you fails to get through a checkpoint quickly, it slows the whole group of you down, which means that you get closer to being in this crocodile's jaws. So every time you do that, I'm going to mark off a letter, and if I've marked off all 4, the crocodile is going to bite one of you guys, and the chase will be over, and a new bad situation will have begun. So.
Wait, Mikey, is that how the book says to do things, or are you just marking off letters because you're a genius?
Both. I am a genius, and I was a genius when I wrote the book too. So
okay, so it is. So challenges are mark letters off.
That's one way to use what in Forge in the Dark is often called clocks. Yeah. I call them tracks. But you can this wasn't my idea though. This was, I believe, my friend. It's up for debate whether it was my friend Dan or my friend Cass. Okay. So gave me this idea because skateboard culture, you often play a game called Skate, which is like horse, and so this is a fun way to do it. So okay, we got our 2 checkpoints here, and this one is Silo, and you guys are currently trying to get past this one. And
when
then
I read
you'll have
that
to go
book, I almost pitched it across the room. It was one of those oh, this is so stupid smart. Stupid Mikey. Once again, look at this book doing the smart thing.
I'm going to delete my awesome art. Or
no,
I won't do it. I'll leave it.
If you kill my character, I'll get it tattooed on my body.
Oh, amazing.
That art?
Yeah. That art. My best friend is a tattoo artist. She's 2 blocks away. I love a dare that results in permanent body alterations.
Yeah, you get an extra dice for that. That's fine.
I was gonna say that's at least like 1 die, right?
Yeah, I expect a boost for the whole game. 1 boost for the whole game, and if I die, I have to get a tattoo.
And I'll just tell you guys, we're gonna do the first checkpoint individual rolls, and then we'll do the second checkpoint a group roll, just for time's sake and pacing. So, but first I want to hone in on I want to find out how each of your characters navigates a chase generally. So, who wants to start? Who has an idea for how to get past this silo?
I just want to ride the small crocodile to draw the large crocodile, which I realize does not get us closer. This is not like a.
Well, it's a good idea for your dream journal, I guess. You know, you have to manifest things sometimes. But.
This is why we were giving you so much shit, Mike.
I have a similar notion. Let me cue mine up first. While the crocodile starts to close in on us, I just stop and start reaching into my pockets of my jacket and start just messing around with the way things are set up. I am switching my mod to another mod.
So I love it. Everything you guys are doing now, it is assumed you're doing it in motion while running or while fleeing. unless you tell me otherwise. You have to opt out of fleeing.
I mean, I am
basically.
okay
So-
slowing down and letting them catch up based on what I am doing. So
Okay, no, well, let's. Okay, so the way it works is when you're in a chase, if you want to do a secondary action while trying to get through a checkpoint, which is the default thing you sort of have to do, you just have to add some kick. So if you add 1 point of kick to your thing, I will let you rummage and do whatever you want to do while you're hauling ass through the silo checkpoint.
cool. I'll spend a point of kick. That's fine. I'll kick it.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you can also, like you said, if you want to just surrender one of these letters, like if you want to purposely slow down to do it, I'm happy
I want
with
to
that
purposely
too.
slow down. Let's surrender one of
Okay.
those letters.
Okay, so you have purposely slowed down. The crocodile is getting closer to you.
That is 100% a part of my plan. Anyway.
Okay.
So
Okay, got it. Okay, and you're rummaging. You have a secret plan. Do you
Yep.
need to do a roll as part of that, or
I don't know. You tell me. So I am shifting. I'm shifting my gear around. This is using my cool smarts ability. We'll go read it for all the peoples. It's read the fucking manual. You break mods down to components and install new mods on the fly. It takes an action roll or a few minutes. We have signified this taking a few minutes by virtue of giving up one of the letters. And I am shifting it over from being flash patterns, which honestly would have been totally usable, generally speaking, but not what I want to do.
Mhm.
We're using hard light upscaling. Roll a temporary augment on your jacket with useful hard light ornaments such as glowing tentacles, giant polygonal fists, or briefly serviceable wings. And all of a sudden we see this hard light exoskeleton flip up, and all of a sudden a hoodie that looks like a psychic crocodile manifests itself over the top of my head, and a dangly tail thing comes out the back. And I am just gonna wait for the little crocodile to get closer to me, or the smaller crocodile, because little is, and just pretend like I am its baby.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so
Like baby brother
it
or
sounds like you're angling for some sort of like sneaky distraction or like baiting trap type situation in the future.
Correct.
Okay. I just love everything about a crocodile hoodie. So I love it. Okay, so you have passed what's your trod? Trod has cleared the checkpoint, but slowly, which marked the J. Okay. Who's next?
I feel like that I also should do the same thing. My plan was to let it. I was gonna try and do that thing. You know the ghosts in the Matrix and how that scene where they make themselves phase through the car as the car is chasing them to end up in the back seat of the car. That was my plan, but on the back of the crocodile. Because I was gonna go, because I can phase through matter. I was gonna let the crocodile run directly through me, and then
I love how Mike is like, "How do you escape them?" And we're like, "Or how do we make them our best friends?"
This is I mean, this is it. I mean, if you guys are, I love it. Okay, so you want to get on the back of this thing. So it sounds like you are also using your roll not to get quickly through the checkpoint, but to position yourself for some other fashion. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're marking an A.
Sacrifice those letters.
We're moving Fest up here to the checkpoint, but Fest is I mean yeah, I guess Fest is technically going to be on the back of this crocodile. Okay, but we'll see how the roll goes.
Yeah. I'm happy to wait should I roll now or should I wait until everybody else has done the thing around the crocodile and it catches up?
It's up to you guys, yeah.
Let's wait and see what happens with everybody else.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I don't think this is going to deter you at all, but just I will say this, the quote unquote blades in the dark style position of this action is extra dangerous. So there would be more there will be more problems if you fail this, just because of how close you're getting to this very deadly animal. So
I have blinders
Yeah.
on for those.
No, I-
existing in games, so that's not
me and you are too alike in this
Dang.
way. So, okay. Do you want to wait on the roll, or do you want to just do it?
Yeah, I'll go last to see if
Okay.
I just end up behind
Nice.
everybody alone with the crocodiles.
Okay. Crash, West.
Josh, do you want to go next? Yeah.
Yeah. So explain the silo to me one more time, because it
Sure.
has been a bit.
Yeah. There's a metal, a giant metal soup,
like metal tube.
soup can with both ends off of it, laying in the jungle, foliage growing over it, and, a bit, and yeah.
Cool. I want to do that dumb skating thing where you get like upside down.
Yeah.
I just
yeah,
figure if
use it as a full pipe.
Yeah, I figure if
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of it, the crocodile is, you know, further away.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing a corkscrew crash, or are you like
Right,
just
like the
inverting?
yeah.
I think I'm just going to invert. I'm only inverting.
Okay. Yeah. What's
Uh,
your item again?
I have this
sword.
nega friction sword, which isn't going to
Yeah.
do me any good here.
No, yeah. You'll hang up there a bit, but it does still follow normal skateboarding physics generally. So you will.
Oh.
I'll have to do a
fall.
few loops.
Yeah, you'll have to do a loop, but it will. You can time it to like if what I'm picturing is like that's like how you're evading the crocodile by like going up like while it's like lunging forward or something to sort of that's your dodge kind of.
Okay, cool.
I like it. Yeah.
And I'll roll a d6 for this.
And sounds like you're doing a trick.
Yeah, that's fair. I am doing a trick. So I got a 3.
Sorry, what was that?
A 3.
Oh, a 3. I have to look up what a 3 does. Oh yeah, you fail a lot. Okay, sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna mark a W. Now, so that's because you failed. So, which means because you did not succeed in going quickly, we marked one of these, but that does not count as your normal problems for rolling badly.
Oh,
those are
love that.
extra. Yeah, those are extra. So, yeah, I'm gonna have this thing. Yeah, let's get this crocodile going here. Okay, it's going to do. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, it's going to hack your nervous system. I'm reading here. That's cool. Okay. So yeah, paralyzed, slowed, controlled like a meat puppet. Okay. So we're gonna do
I can't
What?
tell if
Meat
Mikey's
puppet?
doing a bit or not, and it's the best thing ever.
Okay, so you feel this thing go into your brain, and suddenly you don't have great control over your body as you're trying to skate here. You're wobbling, and you fall off your board, and it hurts badly. You've already bruised your ribs, right? You probably just like take a bunch of gravel on the face, some bad road rash. So that's one slam, and then the second slam is the meat puppet slam. Is that you are you've sort of lost a lot of function of your muscles. So both of those are nopeable, of course, but they'd have to be noped separately.
Yeah. What happens if you have too many slams?
If you have
This
too
is
many
potentially
slams,
a third.
yeah, you'd be out of the action. So what happens is in Slugblaster, if you are in a dimension that you are not naturally from, you guys have seen Into the Spider-Verse and stuff, that sort of glitching. There's something similar in this. It's called peeling back. So if you can never really escape where you're from. So if you're away too long, or then you will peel back through the sort of space-time fabric back to your home plane. It is extremely traumatic experience that often causes slugblasters to retire from the sport, and it usually kills adults. The teenage brain is a little too plastic for that to happen. But it's it's not good, and stress can cause it to happen quicker. So if you take too many slams, you'll peel back.
Cool. I'm gonna nope the face gravel, but I'll allow the other one.
I can
to
make the
happen.
face gravel for you. I was gonna have G guardian mode and like pick you up before you hit the gravel. So like sort of like catch you. Very good,
Okay.
sir. Right.
You wanna nope it for him? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna mark 1 turbo to have your robot protect you or a nearby teammate from a physical slam. So I'm marking that.
Awesome.
And then
So Jeeves swoops
yeah.
in. Okay. So do you want to spend your nope on the meat puppet, or do you just want to keep the meat puppet and see what happens? Because you like what's gonna happen.
I like writing down gator hacked.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna leave that.
Okay. So you have one. So now you have just 2 slams, the bruised ribs and gator hacked going on. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Jeeves.com. Now
Exactly.
Jesus is the
resist.
star of this crew. Jesus is doing
Jeeves,
all the work.
absolutely.
Really
Okay, so
is.
crashes through. So we're Wes is the Wes. How are you then crossing this checkpoint?
Please.
Yeah.
Please, yes.
Please.
Hey, do you remember how you all took 2 letters on purpose?
Well, the expectation was y'all were gonna do good.
It's fine
Yeah,
because
you all did 2 letters on purpose, and we still had another 3 rolls to go.
In my defense, when I did it, all the letters were there.
Sure.
Oh god.
also Ray's
Okay.
gonna roll only 6s. So
Wait.
This is
Oh,
another 6. That's a good point. We're probably fine. And then Ray's gonna roll
Oh
for
my
the group, and
gosh,
it's gonna be a
I'm so-
6 as well.
I'm so stressed.
She's gonna roll
I'm
2
so
more
used to-
6s, but then tomorrow her car is gonna light on fire.
Yeah, I'm the
Oh,
pressure. Okay. Yeah, I'm following closely to justify why I was able to help out Crash, right? And what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna flick the tail of the baby crocodile to get it mad and try to when a cat whips their tail, and crocodiles also tend to do it. And I'm gonna use that to propel me forward past it to get past it quickly and dive down. And that rollerblade thing where you push down into the ground to try to make yourself as small as possible to shoot through like a ball.
Yeah.
So that is the goal. So I assume that's a trick. So
if you want.
I think the only time Wes talks is when he says "check it." Is my realization.
Check it.
He doesn't talk otherwise. So
I love it.
yeah. So that's 1d6. I'm also gonna mark one of my. I feel so much pressure. I'm gonna mark.
No, you're
2
gonna
of
roll
my
a 6.
boosts.
You just need 1 dice.
Do you? I'll tell you what. In the scene, do we see that you have accidentally confused my adorable hoodie tail for the little alligator tail? Are we zoomed in and then we zoom out and I turn around and it's me? And then if we do that, I will mark off one of my turbo and you get extra dice.
I love that. There's a moment where
That's good.
I'm like, whoops, wrong butt. So,
It's fine.
okay. So that's 3d6 again. Let's go.
3 6s.
Okay. Okay.
Ray rolls 3 6s and then the slug blasts into our universe. It opens up the true portal.
I did roll 3 6s though.
Okay, go buy a lottery ticket right now.
Where's
But
the
we have
Yeah,
to
split
split
it?
today. What's the date today? I have to remember this. The 26th. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
This is your new
I never
birthday.
rolled this
That's
well.
the answer is today's your birthday.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, 3 6s.
Yeah, Mikey, 3 fucking 6s.
Incredible.
Eat shit.
Incredible. Okay, amazing. Yeah, mark your style. That looks sick as hell. And you guys have crossed that checkpoint. So now we will do the final checkpoint. I know. So let's set the scene here. Let's find out what it was. And go in the jungle. So. Okay. Okay, so there is a you guys are coming through an area where an ancient mag train track used to run up high, but now the track has eroded, and instead you just there's a mag train car that's just suspended from a huge tangle of vines, and it's sort of hanging off the ground, about 10 feet on the one end, and then it slopes up to where the other side would be higher up, maybe 20 or 30 feet, the other end of the car. And actually, we're gonna say this whole area is sort of a field where there's a few different cars hanging from vines over this section that you guys are heading through. Okay. I feel like both Fest and Trod have some ideas. So why don't maybe you guys want to go first? I mean, I know it depends on what the idea is.
I mean, my idea was literally blend in with the giant crocodiles using my hoodie. That was about.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, you already did that. Yes, I love that. No, I like that one.
I think the new goal be as. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot. I was going to say we were going to do a group roll for this last one.
Okay.
So let's do that. So someone's going to roll. Everyone's going to describe sort of how they're getting through this area, and if they want, they can contribute dice to that roll, and they can describe tricks or whatever. So
cool.
My plan is still to ride the crocodile, but I want to ride the baby croc. Riding the big one feels like that's way beyond my skills. Just the baby one. As it's
that works good.
I mean, here's
baby one is so huge, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay. This scene is becoming crisper in my mind now.
Let it continue chasing my friends just with me on it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be its sweater. It's fine. I will become the hoodie. We have one person who is wearing an alligator hoodie. I will become the hoodie of the alligator.
I mean, my thought was, can we with our influence on these are crocodiles, right?
Yes.
Okay. Influence on these crocodiles. Can we get me, then baby, then parent, so that there is a consistent rise in the angle of
a Russian nesting
crocodile
doll
and the Matryoshka reality of psychic crocodiles. Can we get a ramp going? Like, can we get a well-angled ramp if we orient ourselves properly?
Okay, but what is a crocodile if not a ramp? Like, they're already ramp shaped.
Yeah, I understand, but it's cool if you bank off a few of them. It's way cooler than if you just do one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get the plan is to build a ramp that's chasing you, and then at the right moment, sort of loop back and come back at it. And launch off of it?
No, what I just said was ramp. After that, I have no plan. I mean, that's everybody else's job.
Well, because you're a part of the ramp, so you can't launch.
Yeah,
off
I'm the last one. I'm the last one up the ramp.
Okay, so what we're gonna do? You've thrown crocodiles are ramps into the ring here.
Yeah.
As for this roll, let's that's what Trod's going in with. What about the rest of you? What are you guys going into this mag train graveyard with?
I mean, we have crocodiles or ramps. What else is there?
Maybe, if you don't need anything else, that's fine. But then let's build the pool by people if they want to contribute boost or kick. We'll say we'll get Fest to do the initial roll since he starts with those 2d6, or unless you want Ray to do it because she's obviously the luckiest person in the
Yeah,
world.
no, I just get to be like, no, it has to be Ray. You have all of the luck. I have none of the luck. I have still
I'm so
only rolled
worried.
once. This is not.
But this is where you get to redeem yourself. Also, the pressure is like killing me.
I mean, that's
Ray's-
part of the interest on my end, to be honest.
Ray's gonna roll another 6 because he has the good dice. So
Yeah. Whatever
correct.
dice,
Correct.
whatever blessing you've done on those dice is
This
my
is your
dice.
Google dice, by the way. That's why it's crazy.
I'm
So-
using Google Dice and I have not rolled above a 4. I think.
No, it's I can do the group roll. It's fine. If we fail, though, we all know it's because
Ray's fault.
It's Ray's fault. He moved us
I mean, he's carried us for most of the nights.
images.
The part on the beach where there's one set of footprints.
Oh,
That was
correct.
where Ray carried us.
It's
I
Jesus
was going to earlier
footprints.
be like, oh, we don't have a heart playbook, but it's okay because Ray is here.
Aw.
It's not. I get, okay, so I have two. I have my 2d6 that I just get for doing
Mhm.
stuff and looking cool.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, if I am, the mini ramp that starts it all, I can easily contribute some turbo. And I mean, do we need kick? Do we need boost? Do we need both? What do we want?
I'll contribute some kick just because I have a lot.
You got a lot.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll
Yeah.
contribute. Yeah, I'll have like Jeeves throw in a boost. Like Jeeves is going in. I think like doing any minor corrections calculations, right? We can see like from Jeeves' perspective, he's tracking everybody and being like a little to the right, sir, a little to the left, and like pushing people back and forth.
Put your head down, lift that,
Yeah.
lift your butt, Tron.
Eh,
Increase projections by 13%, sir. Right?
Okay, in my mind,
So
I
that's
have
what I'm
4 dice.
thinking.
I love it.
Is that yeah? Yeah?
Think
4 dice, and we added some kick too. Someone said
Yeah, I added some kick.
so.
Mhm.
One kick, or everyone?
I mean, I'll add a kick. I'll add a kick. Also, I've got 2
Okay,
left
so
on there.
2 kick total. And are you guys doing tricks?
I mean, is it a trick to be a ramp? That's the question.
It is. Yeah. I mean, if there's a ramp involved, there's a trick.
Check it.
Okay. Check it. Okay.
I
So we
am
got
the
2
ramp.
kicks. So there's gonna be a lot of style. If you
Mhm.
guys succeed, a lot of problems if you don't. And especially if you do a full fail, then that crocodile's gonna bite someone and the jaws. Yeah.
Just remember, if it's a full fail, it is Ray's fault for not
Yes.
rolling his better dice.
Yeah.
Right,
No,
Max, go for it.
he'll take the blame for everything. So
one of them disappeared.
Well, that's a 0.
I did roll a single 6. I did get 1 6.
You needed to roll 4
Wonderful.
6s to really keep it up. But
Yeah, no, 1 6 is what I got.
okay. So the gang
These probabilities.
weaves through the Meg train graveyard. Jeeves is helping coordinate people, and at one point you sort of swerve the Fest. I have the wrong token on there. Fest steers the crocodile into place so that you guys can jump on your hoverboards and your hover chairs onto like a ledge and really just tear out of this space. And you guys have lost the mama gator. And now here's the question. You see the mama gator like sort of tangled in vines herself and just giving up. Now, the question is about this baby gator. What
Okay.
is do we want to leave the baby gator? Do we want to what's the
Bring them
plan?
to the party.
What's the
I-
plan?
I would like to think about a period in time where I had a nice friendly relationship with a local forest gator and let it
Oh.
eat those
Aw.
memories.
Oh
Like,
my
I would love
goodness.
to remember a nice
Aw.
gator
So
moment.
you're purposely feeding your
I'm-
new pet gator good
Yeah.
memories as
My
a way
brain.
to befriend it?
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
Oh, to be a
satiated, I guess. a
Pokemon
little bit.
life.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just-
normally I like to use the psionic crocodile as a way to for players to explore their characters' trauma and like backstories, but this is by far the best outcome.
We were like, nope.
This
none of
is
them,
in-
only
this
good
is-
vibes. We are
This
good
is
vibes in
so this is so good. Okay, so yeah, I want you to you will have to this is what we're going to do. We're going to set up another track. I'm going to call it pals.
Aww.
So if over the course of this next little while, I don't know, yeah, we'll see how long we play. But if you give me 4 really nice memories from your life that your character is willing to sacrifice, this gator can. Did you ever pick a pet?
I did, but I could have left them at home.
Maybe this is your pet.
This is the origin story.
Aw. Yeah, that is sweet. That's so cool.
Okay. Just doing the handoff here. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so yeah, so Max, you can dole out those memories as you want. You said you had a one to start off with.
Oh yeah, I think what's just like in my mind, I may have like come across a crocodile in the wilderness of Alberta. It's fine. And
It could be any type of animal, right?
that's true. That's true. I'm
That
gonna
slips
go.
through the dimensions. Yeah.
Max had a lizard, had an iguana
Yes.
named Spike when I was a skateboarding youth. And I'm gonna go with whatever the Sasquatch Bigfoot equivalent is. Just be like, there was a lizard that I used to be buds with. And pet might be inappropriate, but I think I did say my childhood friend was my pet, and so I feel like I am more like, yeah, I spent a lot of my time in the youth hanging out with weird little animals, one of which was a lizard. I'm just
I
gonna spend
love
a lot of
that.
time thinking about my lizard, and then I guess forgetting that it exists. It's fine, letting it eat the memory and never
Yeah,
remembering.
that's the thing. You have to sacrifice it, but that's nice.
No more Spike.
Okay.
I think in the same sort of vein, because I would also like to be friends with this alligator.
Okay.
I am going to.
I mean,
give
this can be a group project, I guess. To
It's
have a team mascot alligator.
Yeah, we're not very cool. And I think it would be much cooler if we had alligator as a friend.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna think really hard about the music I'm supposed to be playing in my recital tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. That's really good. So beautiful music that you now don't know how to play.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
that's a
good.
problem for me tomorrow, but I don't know that anymore.
Yeah.
So
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna improvise a little mechanic here. I'm gonna say that each time you guys contribute this memory, you're gonna to note the sacrifice. You'll have to mark 2 trouble, because that trouble then can feed into downtime scenes. So why don't both Crash and Fest mark 2 trouble each for these.
I love to mark trouble. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I'm gonna die before the session.
I love this. This is the run. This alligator. This crocodile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, we've played for 2 hours. Do we want to go to a party, or do we want some downtime back in Hillview. Anyone have any strong feelings either way?
I mean, I love the idea of bringing the crocodile back with us, and that resulting in consequences. Or crying.
Yeah.
Like
I was just I love the idea of going back home, being like, you know what? We don't need a party. We have a crocodile.
We have a crocodile. Or we get there and we crash through with the crocodile. Party is immediately over. So we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is everyone, Ray, or what are you thinking?
Yeah. I was actually going to offer a memory too, right? So
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll mark two trouble.
Yeah.
So the memory that Wes is like giving up, and so there's a moment where we see like Wes silently like reach out a hand towards the crocodile, and is like, he's remembering why it's so funny. I was like along the same wavelength as Kegan a little bit. I was thinking like instead, like why Wes was studying the music in particular, and it was to impress his mom, right? Because it's his mom's favorite music, and they used to like play it a lot when they were younger, and so now Wes is gonna forget that, right? Like he's gonna remember the song and he's gonna play it lots more, but he won't remember why it's important to him.
Yeah.
I
love that.
I'll go ahead and do my memory also.
Yeah.
Since we're really there. That's what we're doing right now. I think back to how excited I was when I was a small child, and it was the week before Corpo Camp, and they announced that the mascot for that year was going to be a psychic crocodile, and so my parents did get me all of the swag for that, it was my favorite year at Corpo Camp.
Okay, so this is great. So I'm gonna let's do some minor recuts or just reframing so we can sort of picture this scene. So I've positioned your minis because I think you guys emerged from that chase up here behind this Gundam, and you can hear and see over here. You can see the party. You can see the kids. You can see some of the kids are skating down the sword of the Gundam, and they have drinks, they have music that's happening there. And meanwhile, instead, you guys are having your own little private party over here in the shadowy area, where you are all feeding this little crocodile. And I think what size do you think this thing should be? Because we want to find a balance between it being big, and which is cool, and also small enough that you guys can easily bring it along with you into places and stuff. So what are you guys picturing for size?
I think it's still big. I think the trick is we can bring it places, because I'll just make it 2D if we have to.
Okay, so are we?
Here's my thing. Assuming we don't have to crouch down to get through portals, that means it can theoretically be up to human height on 4 legs horizontally and still get through those portals, generally speaking. So it could be like 5 feet at the shoulder, which is, and therefore like 25 feet long, which is huge, and still fit through a portal.
Okay, amazing. So we'll let the exact size be sort of up to each person how they're imagining it. But I think we can safely say it is what we would call it a large crocodile in our world if we saw it. Yeah. So I love it. It's maybe not like if you saw it in a zoo, you'd be like, whoa, but not like, what dimension am I in? So I love that. Okay.
In my mind, that means it's big enough that like maybe we could ride around on.
Oh,
like,
I think for sure. Well, we know for sure that one person can ride on it. So yeah, maybe. And you know what? I think we can say if if you guys feed it enough, it could get bigger and bigger, right? So, you know, it only has to start. I mean, crocodiles, don't they grow to the size of their environment or so?
They do now.
God, one of my favorite things to do on stream, Google obscure scientific facts.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so this is amazing. Well, okay, do you guys, you have phones, you have social media, you guys have been filming tricks and parts of your run. You might have even been live streaming this run. Let's talk about what social media is doing, what your social media is doing right now. Like, are you posting these things? If so, what are the comments like? And or what are your captions like? You know, I just want to know how you guys interact with that element of this situation.
Yeah. There is a looped video of me transforming into the gator with the I'm just a baby sound bit going over the top.
Baby.
Of it is it's doing fine. It's not like doing numbers like
Well, we can actually wait to see
how it's doing
for Downtime. I just realized. So
that's my major clip from it.
I have a counter major clip, which is you saying check it and then raising your butt in the air to line up the ramp. And I just have the audio check it sound and then just a zoom up on your butt getting raised in the air.
I love it. There's a super clip. There's a couple different pieces, and there's also the good one of me jumping out of the water, not the one that, you know, like, we're going to go ahead and establish not the one that takes off. Like, it is one of these other two clips. Either check it with my butt in the air or I'm just a baby. One of those two will take off.
Both of which might get turned into songs. I
Yeah.
think is the potential for both of them if they blow up is the remix of them.
So have you all shared a memory? You have. That's right. Okay. Amazing. Okay. Sorry. Keep going, guys.
I was gonna just say that for sure there's a Jeeves stream as usual.
Yes,
right. So people have come to expect it. I'm trying to think about what the fans of Jeeves call themselves, right? The Jeevies, the heebie-jeebies, Jeeve heads, right? So like he's super popular.
Yeah.
So beloved. Right. But I think also Wes has created a video of our crocodile with a "Here comes the boy." Hello, boy. Welcome. There he is. Couldn't resist.
Jeebus freaks.
There has to be like at least a picture of somebody like putting their head in.
Oh yeah.
It's funny you say that because I was about to be like, I'm just taking selfies with this crocodile. And I think one of them
is this is things where, like, you know, you put your hand out for the dog to put through, except it's the crocodile's.
It's the crocodile opening its mouth and me running to put my head on it.
Yeah, amazing. There's something so it's like that new horror movie Talk to Me where the kids like take turns getting possessed by a hand, except this is like the most wholesome version of it, where you guys just take turns gently feeding a baby animal your good memories. Very weird.
And I was curious if there's something of a ragdoll meat puppet dance that is inspired by the crocodile taking over Crash's body.
Yeah, this is the kind of animal. This is the kind of animal that, as you train it, it also trains you. So you tell it to shake a paw, and your paw shakes.
While literally taking our identities from us in the meantime.
No, this is dark.
Okay.
The more you think about
teenagers,
this is parenthood, right? You're just sacrificing your own good memories to raise a child. My kids are asleep. Okay.
Wait, are my kids awake?
Okay, this is wonderful. I think so. You guys. And your new alligator, and we're gonna figure out a way to. well, let's put aside right now the fact that you've taken a baby from its mother, and we'll say we're gonna figure it a way for that to not be sad, but we don't know it yet.
I just assumed this was also a teenage, like early teen crocodile. Like it just views itself as one of our crew.
It's slug blasting backwards.
It doesn't
to
even
you guys.
realize.
It has a beanie on, which is how we know it's a teenager.
Exactly.
We're gonna get it back home and get it a skateboard.
The original version of this alligator art, the original sketch, Galen put had this like kind of fortune teller's type like turban thing on its head. We decided it was like not chill, but so a beanie, I mean, this crocodile's head still looks empty to me because I'm used to seeing that. So I think a beanie is perfect. So
Yeah.
that is wonderful.
I'll knit it out of my excess body hair.
We're seeing that as we climb back through a portal to go home.
Beanie. Oh, it's more of a cowboy hat. Okay, you know what? I don't have to draw anymore. That's fine.
You're a beautiful artist. Award-winning artist.
So as you five head back home, you find the portal home, and you guys work your way there. We have a nice montage of you guys walking with this alligator, sharing memories that you instantly forget. As you guys enter through the portal back home, we're gonna do the disaster roll just to see if any of this nonsense catches up to you guys in a bad way. So everyone roll 1 dice for every empty trouble box you have. So it'll be a lot of dice because this was kind of a short run, so you guys haven't accumulated too much trouble.
I have an ability that's finally getting to use where I roll an extra 1d6 on disaster roll.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, so now you get to roll like 13 dice. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Ray's gonna roll 13 sixes.
Yeah. You would. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so roll those up and then tell me your highest number.
My highest
I have
is 6.
I have 3 6s across those dice.
Yeah,
I
they give me a
rolled
lot of
so
sixes.
many.
Does anyone not get a 6 as their highest?
I was like,
Everyone got
Ray, how many 6s did you roll?
I got 4 out of 5.
Oh wow. Come
Which
on.
does mean Ray has now gone 2, 2, 3, 4.
No, this is ridiculous. Okay.
Ray's
okay,
hacked Google.
So there's no disaster strikes you on this run. This run was a huge success. In fact, as you guys exit through the portal, you do it with swag because you got this crocodile with you. So you all gain an extra style for rolling a 6 on your disaster roll. So
Amazing.
now you guys have some style, you have some trouble, and now we're going to move to the downtime portion. You can also clear all your slams at this point.
Done.
And yeah,
I can, but I've chose to leave Gator Hack.
Yeah, it's always there. Yeah.
Amazing.
And now we'll move to downtime. So if you guys click on the rules sheet underneath your character sheet, that's actually a 3-page PDF. So you should be able to page through it.
Fucking kidding me?
Look at this Miro board tech.
So yeah, no, it felt cool to figure that out. So yeah, and then in the next 2 pages there are beats. So and so yeah, in downtime, what you do is you purchase beats. These are like little scenes that we sort of go into freeform role playing, and we describe sort of the outcomes of this adventure you went on. What goes wrong, what good things happen, all that stuff. So you get to buy these beats with your style and trouble points. That's how you clear your trouble, and that's what you get to spend your style on. all that stuff. There are good beats and bad beats and in between beats and all that stuff. So and you're always allowed to buy a bad beat, even if you don't have enough trouble for it. You're always allowed to make your life worse. So yeah, the only
Just like in real life.
Yeah, the
So
only
true.
limitation
So true.
is that you can only buy one. The beats that are arcs, you can only do one beat from each arc per downtime. So you can't buy an entire arc in one downtime session. But yeah, if someone has something they want to do, go for it. And you can combine beats into sort of one scene. You could say like, I'm working on my my signature device in my garage when my mom calls or whatever. And yeah, and make sure you bring some of the other players in on scenes too if you think it works. And I'm happy to be here to bounce things off or play your mom or whatever. So
Sorry, there's so many of these.
I know. Sorry. Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
It's always the first downtime. You know, you're trying to figure out where you want your character to go, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You all have there's a prize. I mean, some would argue that the crocodile is your prize, but for your run, you also got a prize where you'd each get one extra style too. So you can add. I'll have one because you'd get. Nice. But you can. Well, you get 4 style for the crew. So we can just put it on the crew sheet. But then if you guys want, you can all just have it. You can split it up.
I'm gonna take one.
Okay.
I'm gonna take 4 now.
So yeah, style and trouble are shareable as well. Yeah. Or no, sorry, not trouble. But style is shareable. If you give style to someone, it represents hyping them up. Giving them props, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
I'm gonna start in my guts arc. I'm gonna take star power here.
Mm-hmm.
More attention, more offers. It's going to your head. How do you treat your crew? And I get +1 legacy and +1 fracture. And I think I have publicly taken credit for befriending the alligator.
Wow.
You definitely say capturing in your feed though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's the guts arc. Oh, so spotlight, the first one there.
Oh, is it? You have to do them in order?
Oh, no, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yes, they should. Where are my little lines on my character sheets?
No worries.
Okay.
Spotlight
anyways.
works perfectly fine here.
Okay.
You got scouted by a sponsor, become a fan favorite, or get singled out for some kind of reward or accolade. You aren't humble about it.
It does fit. Yeah.
Yeah. I get scouted by I think some sort of like the local zoo or something.
Well, I'll give you I love the local zoo. In fact, the town that Hillview was based on, my hometown, had a weird local, like very Tiger King-ish zoo. So
yeah, every small town has like a weird, like there's like 8 weird animals in someone's backyard. They have decided to sponsor me.
Wonderful. I was in fact pounced on by a baby tiger when I was a child, and that incident was the moment that the zookeeper guy decided that the baby tiger needed to start going in a cage. So I have that. That's my pride and joy. I'm thankful for that
it's
memory.
The tackled by a baby tiger to
right.
IGD and Game of the Year winner pipeline.
Pipeline, yeah, and it like. It just goes to show, like, no matter just us befriending a young wild animal, not always what happens in real life. Just
no,
FYI.
No, not always. Yeah, you got to be careful, guys. Okay, that's awesome. I love that idea. That's the zoo, because that's sort of the level of that you guys are at, where it would be these little these like the the local burger chain or something. Okay, I love that. So yeah, you take your whatever you're supposed to do. I don't remember what it is.
+1 legacy, +1
Yes.
fracture.
Yes. So legacy, yeah, I don't know. Zoo face on a zoo plaque at the zoo. I don't know. Whatever
Yeah, I got you.
You got me. And then a fracture, this is because you're not humble about this.
At all.
So that means, fracture you put on the crew sheet. I need to put so this is something, that is tearing the crew apart. Starting to get under people's skin.
Ooh.
What should we call it?
Crash is being a dick. It's probably too long.
Being D? Dick?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Perfect.
Love it. Who else?
I was gonna say I think I'm gonna go with the grit arc because I feel
Yeah.
like I decided early on that being a crocodile bud is now gonna be my whole personality.
Wait, you're going with the grits arc?
The grit arc. So I'm gonna go with a goal. And then
I'm not sure
I feel like
if that's allowed, but I don't like saying no to people. But
is that not a thing?
That's not a thing.
It's for the people who are that thing.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm just looking at like.
You can see on your sheet down the side the beats available to you, and then. But again, I don't like saying no, but I just think
you're gonna totally
that should
ruin
be
the one shot if you do that.
I just don't want people seeing this and then mislearning how to play the game.
That's right.
No, that's mostly just so that Ray's character has that special thing. So
yes, that makes sense. Well then,
you can come back to you in a second if you want. I got one locked and loaded. I'm just gonna do origin story. General trait. A flashback that shows a defining moment from your past. Gain a trait. I think we're gonna see us showing up at Hillview. Is that the name of what's the name of the town?
Hillview, because you can see a hill from there.
Yeah. And I think we see a family in sharp pastels, in luggage that's marked with, what's the name of the company that owns the electric power plant in town, or the weird power plant in town?
Well, actually, this town's special because it has there's a big particle physics lab owned by a company, a group called Dara. And so that was one of the reasons that they were able to move in, is they promised everyone in town they would get free electricity. So
there we go. With Dara stamped like luggage and branding, and we're just on the edge of this huge forest with this old dilapidated mansion. And I think, I look up at my mom and say, are you sure my cousin lives here? And then we just see Fess come out of the woods off the edge of the property.
Incredible. Wonderful.
Actually,
so Fest is part Operablin, and that's where all the very soft pink hair comes from.
I feel like I'm gonna play off both of those, and I'll just do the chill one that is caught in the plot, and be like, at some point in the whatever ceremony for the zoo, I get mistaken for a zoo animal for a hot second. Which would be embarrassing, but probably has happened before a number of times. And the reason that this one's super irritating is that I then have to see the whole ceremony. Would not have gone to this zoo moment that Crash is having, and am both getting taken away to a cage and then also just kind of irritated in Crash's general direction for singling themselves out and taking a bunch of attention.
I love it. Trod, that was your origin story. Did you picked a trait from that?
Yeah, I will pick a trait. I'm gonna do, and this is, you can pick any trait, right? So theoretically,
Yeah.
I can do
Yep.
one of the ones there, or is there a thing where you can add them from personal growth?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, if you want to. I have not looked at all the other ones. I am going to, just because you got to grind on that campaign move. Now I'm going to take that lateral thinking, so I get that extra.
Yeah, that's right.
Get that extra XP.
And then yeah, and Max, was that a beat that you were doing, the zoo thing, or is that just that you were just playing off adding to the
I'm gonna do that as the beat.
Okay.
My caught in the plot. Beat.
Oh, for your caught in the plot. Yes. Okay. So this is where this whole Sasquatch thing starts getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't shave for a couple days or didn't trim, and now I was like, oh no, I've been mistaken for a zoo animal. They're not even sure what zoo animal. They're just like, that's not a person. So
caught in the plot. So like where is that chill caught in the plot? You overhear something, or you have a staking for someone to get ushered in the wrong line, etc. Okay, yes, I love that. And to make it something that's gonna like keep going, we should say that like yeah, like what would keep this like, is there someone like a biologist is interested in you, or like takes notice, or like
tagged?
Yeah, I just think it's a cool piercing now, but like, yeah, for sure you can put one of those like plastic
like
ear tags.
We flash back to all the scenes in this adventure, and we just never noticed that tag until this exact moment.
Yeah,
we just thought it was a rad piercing.
The option, one ear gets tagged and the other one gets clipped, like they do with cats, to make sure they know that they're the recognizable cat that they've seen in the wild.
Max, they do that so they know they neutered the cat.
I know. I do know that is
so with the chill arc, this first beat is actually something it's supposed to be something sort of funny, but also it's actually something kind of good for you. I remembered. The first two chill arcs are like you're kind of lucking into something. So maybe this kind of zoo thing is it working for you somehow? Like
I feel like maybe it's like a weird, I don't know if this like a survey, like it's just like I'm at least getting paid or something.
Yeah, yeah, you get
enough to do our questionnaire about being a weird animal or whatever.
Yeah, as much old raw meat as you want, right? for whatever Sasquatch
you get all of the day old Duncan.
Yeah, and then I try and take it back to the alligator who doesn't want to eat it because they only eat memories, and I'm like, well, now what do I do with it?
You got to eat the day old Duncans and then give them the memory of having just done that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Sasquatch thing is starting to become give you a little bit of sort of fame in a way where you're able to sort of get into the zoo for free, get some perks here and there.
Maybe somebody even thought it was cool. Like there is maybe a cool person from a different crew was like, "Oh, that I saw that was hilarious."
Yes, exactly.
First time they've spoken to me or whatnot.
Yeah, totally. I can see one of these like other crews reaching out to you. Who would think that's funny? Well, anyone would think that's funny, but I think I can see like the Wicks or maybe Lazy Bunny thinking that that's really funny, like Sasquatch Boy or whatever. So maybe you start a relationship with one of those crews. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, who else?
Yeah, I was thinking of starting up the grit arc.
Yeah.
So it says here a montage where you work towards a goal, practicing an impossible trick in the driveway, building something no one believes in, saving change in a jar, etc. And I get a slam out of it. I think we reveal how Wes was able to pull off all these tricks really well. And we see like at the back of the house where like Wes practices for like hours on end. We see that move that he pulled off as the cannonball. thing.
Yeah.
So he just gets into place. We see all the scuff marks. We see all the med kit on the side.
Yep.
There's a moment where like every time Jeeves steps forward to like help Wes just like, puts up a hand and says like, no, I'm fine. And then like dust himself off and then get back up again. And he's just added from like the sun sets and he just keeps going.
Yeah.
Right. So we can see.
I love that.
And then I think there's a moment where like Jeeves says, don't worry, sir. Like, you'll be able to protect your friends, right? Like, and Jeeves knows why. Like, Wes is working so hard at it.
Yeah. That's great. So yeah, trying to be the strong one of the crew that can, keep them safe on this whole thing. I love that. Yeah. Anyone else?
Who's everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay. And as for your crew, I think where is 2?
We leveled up all the way.
Yeah.
Maxed out.
You've maxed out. I gotta add this to the sheet too. Huh. What about that? These are my newer sheets, so I'm still finding things about them. But to get to the next, to become up and comers, I just want to remember how many style you need there for that. 5 style. So you guys had 4 crew style for the run. One of you took one, or maybe. Yeah, so I don't know how much crew style you still have left, or how much individual style you have. But if you guys were to dump 5 style, and you could be up and comers, but you also can save it up as well.
I'll toss one down.
Yeah, I have one I can throw at it. Do we need?
We don't, but let's do it. Let's get it all in there.
I used all of mine.
Let's speed run this.
That's fine. Okay, so you are now up and comers, which means you have people's attention. They can now decide if they care. So you guys will get +1 to opportunities and challenges. Those are a special kind of beat that you can buy. So if you ever buy one of those beats, you get bonuses to those rolls. And you can now rebrand if you'd like. If you want to change your brand, this is your last chance to do it. So you guys still have underdogs and punks. What are we thinking? Does punk still fit, or does this alligator-themed crew now demand something?
I mean, my
else?
question is not are we still punks? The question is, are we underdogs or are we undergators?
Yeah, I think
Underdials.
one thing that changes is we're now undergators.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we gotta be weirdos, don't we?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
We have a it's like
We have
a
a gator.
crocodile. Like
Yeah.
That's true.
you have a tag.
Like
on your
other
shirt from
crews
the
would have
zoo.
attacked the
Wait,
crocodile.
do you feel like
but
we took a lot
defended
of
it.
unconventional approaches in our last?
I do feel like we should maybe just lean into what we are.
And if you guys had rescued this alligator, like if he was an orphaned alligator or something like that, you could definitely be good kids.
He is now.
But you did steal it from its mother, so I think weirdos is probably better.
We didn't
I think we
steal
took
him
in a
from his
runaway.
mother. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
man.
housing someone who ran away from a family like we don't know anything about.
Now, were you
Yeah.
really like, you should run away with us? Absolutely, we were, but
Yes.
that's not important. I think weirdos makes a lot of sense.
I think next episode is like a bottle episode where it's all from the alligator's point of view, and we see its backstory and we realize that it did not have a good home life, and so this is actually appropriate. So
His parents were really trying to force him to do music lessons.
Exactly.
oh jeez, that's really good.
Excellent.
He only attacked you as a way to try to like impress his overbearing father.
As we all do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you guys are up and comers now, which will allow you to then spend. You can then it opens up some other perks you can buy, like Hasware and some fans or a blurb in the paper, that kind of stuff. But I don't know how much extra style you have, but if you have, you could pop that one of those right now. But that's the way it goes. As you rise through the ranks, the perks only increase.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. I think. Well, I have some. You know what? I have. So I have some bite left. I have 3 bite.
Oh, no.
I am actually allowed to spend that bite during downtime to trigger a challenge. So I think that is what I will do. We'll spend 2 of those bite to introduce a random challenge to the crew, and I will roll that random challenge.
I love a roll table.
Let me find it. Here, challenges. Throw that into. I'm going to throw that in. I'm going to put it right under. I'll put it right by the crew stuff so we can all see it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to roll a d6. Oh no. My dice.
Oh no.
My
Fall on the
wonderful
table,
dice.
you die a horrible and grisly death.
Yeah, that's right. I used to have dice, and then I played with them all while we were playing. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to roll 1d6. I'm going to add +1. You're not rivals or worse with factions, your enemies, but you guys are up-and-comers, so I could add 1 to that, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to roll 1d6. I'm going to +1.
That's
And-
2d6.
This is the one weird table in the book that it's not extra dice, it's an actual
Oh,
It's an
okay.
actual plus.
Number. Yep.
Rip.
The one weird table. Okay, so I rolled a 6 +1 is 7. So I can optionally add that +1. So that means I'm allowed to pick from 7 or 6 here. So imposters, alternate use show up. Climate change. One of your crew's brands is falling out of fashion.
We all know
Snitches.
who that is.
An authority talks with your families.
Is it
But
me?
your behavior, invasion, something followed you home. I think it has to be invasion, and I think we all know what followed you home.
Dun,
Mama,
dun, dun.
a family of crocodiles looking for their child. So
Nasaan si Bunso? Like, where's
Yeah.
our baby?
I love that they show up like formally dressed, like at one of our houses
With their
like,
lawyers.
knock on the door.
So when you guys wake up the next morning, you hear the news. You pick up your phone, you see everyone's talking about there's
Alligator on the
trouble in town. There have been attacks throughout Hillview. A family of psionic crocodiles have moved in and are rummaging through the town. So you can do nothing, which would displease the 2 sort of authorities in town, Rescue and this parent group called Doorways. Or you can try to fix it and risk incriminating yourself even more, because by fixing it, you'd have to admit that you guys have a crocodile hidden in one of your garages. I'm not sure. We haven't dug into that, but so I think were we to play again, that's what the next run would be dealing with that.
Cool.
So come back every week. So
Yes, that's right.
Let's do our reaction roll. Reaction roll is a live stream inside of a live stream. It's our chance to sit down with the creator of a game we just played and talk about what it was like to play that game. We are sitting down today with Mikey Hamm, creator of Slugblaster, kickflip over a quantum centipede. Mikey, for folks who joined us late, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and tell us a little bit about Slugblaster.
Sure. My name is Mikey Hamm. I'm a game designer. I am a dad, and I live in Edmonton, Alberta. And Slugblaster is this game that you've been watching about teenage skate kids sneaking into other dimensions. Lasers, circuit bent ray guns, viral videos, giant monsters and goopy slime stuff, all that stuff. that's me.
Cool. Well, I had a great time playing. Let's hear from everybody else. Let's start with Kegan. Why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and if you have a question, but you usually don't. So.
I usually don't have a question, and I will continue that run. Hi, I'm Kegan. I've been playing. You can find me online at keganext.com. I design games, and I also stream games here on Plus One EXP. Yeah, I don't have any questions, Tony. You called that.
Awesome. Any thoughts about what it was like to play Slugblaster?
Yeah, it was a blast. It is very late my time. It's not very late. I'm just very tired, I guess. So my head is a bit
Same.
like out of it right now. But this was a blast. I had a real good time.
Awesome. Let's kick it up to Max. Max, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, what it's like to be one of the best Canadians on the stream, number one in my heart at least.
One.
And what it was like to play Slugblaster.
Yeah, I'm Max. I host a podcast called RTFM, and I make games and stuff. I enjoyed being a Canadian. There's some deep dives in the book. Actually, so one of my favorite parts of the book is the fact that you have included this like Hillview scenario with like this location that is based on your where you grew up. But there's also like a bunch of other places in there that are from other people writing them. And like is there any of that process that you can like share with us? It was a part of the book that really stuck out for me because it like brought all these different dimensions to what felt like it could have really easily just fallen into like suburban North American trappings, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly it. I wanted to expand it. This game is very personal to me, but being a teenager is personal to every single person. So I wanted people to be able to draw from their own experiences. And so I know sometimes people are lucky enough to have a gaming group of people that all grew up in the same place. So to allow for a table to just sort of make their own town and stuff. So I wanted to have show a bunch of those different alternate hometowns as a way to provide a template for people to write their own, but also as a way just to expand on this world and setting and be like, okay, so what are Slugblaster kids like in India? What are Slugblaster kids like in the projects in Philadelphia? These kinds of things, right? So in order to and all the requirements. So I just reached out to a lot of the Slugblaster community, and then also sort of put a call out on Twitter, looking for designers who grew up in interesting places, and then got them to. I hired them to write some of these towns as sort of, it was bonus Kickstarter stretch goal content, and it was awesome. I mean, it was. I love. That's like one of my favorite parts of the book is just reading all these different and people's different takes on these things. The only instructions I gave them is I said, you have, even if you love the place you grew up, like I did, you have to write it as a place that a teenager would want to leave and escape and get away from, right? And so it was really cool how people did that, because a lot of people picked kind of isolated places, or like their places were kind of isolated, which works really well. That's how my town is. It's like you have to drive an hour to get to a movie theater through the prairies. It's just like a town in the middle of a sea of grass. So that works good. But then there are other people found cool angles on it, people who it's not that they were geographically isolated, but it's that their community was isolated from opportunities or what have you, right? So just different cool takes on it. I love the one, I forget where it is. I forget what it's called, but it's all basically, she grew up in kind of like just kind of an apartment building, and it was so isolated in the city. Like it was so hard for kids to get around because there wasn't really good like transit or car, that you basically just were confined to living in the halls and stairwells of this giant apartment building. That's what her and her friends did. Occasionally they would run across the highway as a game to see like who doesn't get hit by a car. Like it's really cool. So it's just really cool seeing like, yeah, people's different experiences, and people are still in the community like writing their own towns, and I love reading them all. Like it's really cool.
Yeah, I couldn't help but think, like, because I grew up on a silly island of 2,000 people in BC,
Mhm.
and it's like, so
Yeah,
it's like,
perfect.
you would take an hour and a half long ferry, or like
Yeah,
a different
exactly.
ferry to get to a movie theater or whatever.
Yeah. There are a lot of Canadian places that fit really well.
Yeah, it's
Canadian towns tend to be isolated.
I don't want to tell you anything about what Slugblaster is or where it's set, but it is Canada canonically.
Yes, it is. I describe it as the Northwestern Prairies in the book, just to give it a little bit of mystique. But yes, it's Canada.
Ray, how about you?
Yeah, I had so much fun playing. Even just making a character was really great. I really, as a system nerd, I really love what you did with the Forge and the Dark system. How you really like streamlined it and added stuff in a really, really cool, very well thought out way. But one of the things I appreciate,
I Nickelodeoned it. I didn't. I wouldn't call it an improvement, but I would say it's a definite Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I feel like it really shows like an understanding of what the different parts of the original Blades in the Dark did, and being like, this is the scoundrel related part. I can remove it. Add more teenager, trick part, which I really like.
I would contribute. I would say that that's all just hanging out in that Blades in the Dark hack community for like years. It was really cool. Like everyone there, just really into just tearing this game apart and devoting way too much of their lives to like trying to hack it. And it's a pretty hard system to hack. So you end up once you're done, you have a pretty good understanding of how it works. So
yeah, absolutely. I also really love on page like 61 when you get to choose your ray gun. There's even an option to not have a gun. Yeah, I thought was really cool.
I love
really
laser
awesome.
guns so much, so I didn't even think of that. But then when I started playtesting, there were people who were like, "I don't think my character would have one," and I was like, "Oh, of course." So just put it in. And I know it's because I know that's not for everyone, and probably not even for most people when they pick this game up. They're probably not thinking that, but it was, I love all those pulpy sci-fi things, and so it was always a part for mine. In fact, it's this whole world is based off of I can trace the whole thing back to a comic that I wrote when I was like a very small child that I called Raygun Boy, which was basically just an Earthworm Jim knockoff. And so like really Earthworm Jim with that ray gun is like the tiny germ of this whole world. So that's probably why ray guns are even as big a part of it as it is. But I love when people do different options or pick weird alternate weapons or just other protective gear or whatever. It's always fun to see what people do.
Yeah, super awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to play again. So I had a great time.
I'm glad. Well, thanks for waking up so early to play.
Yeah, totally worth it. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Umaga nga talaga. It's really early for me. I'm used to waking up at 11.
Yeah, jeez.
So I had picked it up and
Tony, you're muted. I don't think we can hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you on our end. They might be able to hear you on stream.
The stream can still hear me. Y'all can't hear me. Yeah, I was messing. I'm trying to figure out my audio. It's hard capping. Like I've messed around with every single setting I can, except for the one that's going to fix it. And it's like hard capping right above the grain, which is making me quiet. And it's upsetting and frustrating in a way that.
Have you considered turning the hard cap off?
I can't figure out where to do that at. Otherwise, I would.
Hard cap settings screen.
Do what?
the setting screen with the hard cap on.
On the hard cap on it. Thanks, Kegan.
Yeah, no worries.
So anyways, I will figure that out at some point before next stream. But literally it's just going up to the exact same beat every single time, no matter what happens on the board.
Have you tried
anyways,
yelling?
I had a blast, and no, it was really great. I remember reading through it originally. Dan from Gin Room Games had, I think, just shared it, and I was like, I'm gonna go pick this up. It looks really great. I'm gonna get a pizza box because why would I not spend way too much money? I also I didn't realize, even though when I was going through it, in the pizza box, there's all these cool stickers from the game that have never come out, because I read through the book and then I put everything back in the box and set on my desk.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
there's the Wix. Yeah,
this will
that's
sit
my
on my
one.
desk until I play this game with Mikey, and now I can move it. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I'm super excited about it. I really love playing. I echo a lot of the things everybody else said. I'll also just kudos on a really good Miro board implementation. If everybody's wondering what we're playing on, I know a couple of the folks on stream have messed with Miro boards and stuff before, either for play or for their own games. This is a really great, easy to run implementation. And I don't know that I've ever hopped on a Miro board before, started typing on a character and been like, this is a really good font choice for this, because they're just all the whatever crappy built-in fonts. But even down to just the normal font that you picked for it. So really great to have that option. It's
super powerful for as a tabletop, and this is just very basic, actually. Emma Costa, who wrote Exiles and Crescent Moon, she can do magic with a Miro board. You should check out the Miro board for Exiles or maybe Crescent Moon. But no, it's you can make them look so good and have so much cool functionality and stuff. So I've been learning from her. I think she even has Google it. She has a blog or article or something where she teaches you how to set up a Miro for gaming, and it's super awesome. So, and then just all the great custom art for this stream. I'm in love with, and so really excited about it. No, I mean you ran it really well. I mean, I will just compliment I love having designers on because they know the rules. Not every designer knows how to run their system or knows how is comfortable GMing, especially in the let me hop over to a picture, let me just draw this out real quick to kind of showcase those kind of quick things, and the ability to utilize the tool are really good. None of that has explicitly to do with the game. But I think one of the things you even just said, because for me, it was a game I heard about, from an associate, but hadn't heard about even to that point. We totally missed the Kickstarter. I went to your itch page and bought it. Talk to me about what was it like, building that community? Like you mentioned, the Slugblaster community. How long have people been playing the game? Because again, I think this was something that flew under a lot of people's radar, and I'm super excited again that y'all are working with MythWorks to do a re-release on it. So I tried a couple sort of proto versions of Slugblaster as early as 2016, but then in 2019 the beginning of that, I picked up Blades in the Dark and started and was like, oh, this might work. And that's when I found got involved with the community there on their Discord. So really for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been hanging out in that community and sort of working on Slugblaster. And so people were helping me play test it as early as probably 2020. And that's sort of when the community started. I don't know when I started my Discord, but it just started as little people who were excited to play test it for me, and now that's honestly one of the things I'm most proud of. I'm very proud of the game, but I really like running that Discord and just, I don't know, people having fun, and a lot of them people will just start up a little jam on their own and just start talking about what the Slurpee scene in Slugblaster would be like, and putting cool stuff together like that. And that's super, super cool. I just, every game designer wants that. I think it was someone on the Gem Room Games Discord, it might have been one of you guys who said, I just want like 100 weirdos, like super fan weirdos, and then I'm good. Like that's all any designer can hope for, is just like that little group of people who just like really connect with what you're doing. And I totally feel like I have that, and just so excited. Like like you said, the MythWorks thing and stuff, like I mean, I'm very excited to pay some bills, so I'm excited that will happen, hopefully, but also just so excited like to for more people to play the game and to see that community grow, and become even more sort of like alive, self-sustaining, its own thing. Because as a game designer, there's this moment where you make the game, especially if your game has a bunch of like a world that means a lot to you and you've poured a lot of your personal self into. There's a moment where you hand it over, and now other people are doing stuff with it, and they're changing the canon, and they're coming up with their own things, and they're reinterpreting the tone and hacking it and all this stuff, and you have to just let go. And it can be hard a bit at first, but it's so cool just to see people like just make a mess of your thing and make their own things from it. And so I love that part.
Awesome. Well, it was great to have you on. Like I said, y'all are re-releasing that version. People can go to slugblaster.com. It'll take you over to the...
Please do. Please sign up. We really want to have like 500 pre-backers before we launch at the end of September. So if you can help me get to that 500, that will make me and Ray feel very, very not this Ray. Me and Ray Chu from MythWorks feel really...
I'll also be happy if you get 500.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that would make us feel just so confident, I guess, about the campaign. So
yeah, I'm really excited to see where y'all go. Really excited y'all are using BackerKit also too. If you haven't used BackerKit or checked out BackerKit, it is a company that's been a pledge manager for a long time, and has now stepped into the crowdfunding game. Lots of really cool stuff happening there.
They have been awesome. Like they are, they're sort of still figuring this side of their thing out, but they have been so awesome to work with, and are like just pumped for Slugblaster, which is like not an experience. I mean, Kickstarter worked great for me, but that was not part of the experience.
Nobody from Kickstarter reached out and was like, I'm so excited for Slugblaster on Kickstarter.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really, really cool. I have a bundle, a Slugblaster bundle. I think it's still going. I have to make sure it's not over. Ends in 5 days. Okay, awesome. There's a Slugblaster bundle for teen mental health. A bunch of the Slugblaster community, we did jam. We made items and worlds and towns and all sorts of stuff. And we did this jam, and then we all put it into a bundle. You can get it for $10, or you can pay $15 and get it and a copy of the game, which is normally $15 anyway. So support the bundle. All the money from the bundle goes towards a teen mental health organization, and this time we're donating it all to Mermaids, which is an organization in the UK which provides mental health support to gender diverse young people in that area. And we hope to do more jams like this with a different charity each time. But yeah, please go. 5 days left. You can get like a ton of awesome stuff. Like I wrote a new signature device called a signature jailbroken microphone. So you can have like a smartphone that allows you to, with one of its abilities, consult an advisory board made up of alternate versions of yourself. So, do it. We wanted to raise $420, and we've raised $910. Awesome. So it's been just amazing. So, and if we can get it to 1,000 or even better, 1080, I'd be so happy. So go do that. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And go to slugblaster.com and sign up.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We've got a lot of great streams coming up over the next month. I know it's been a little bit while. We've also got some great review videos and other stuff that'll be dropping in the next little bit as well, as we get back into more content creation as things settle after after all of our shifts on our back end. So really excited about that. And also, if you have not yet from us, go over to rpgzine.club. Sign up to get notified when RPG Zine Club goes live. It's our way of starting to invest more intentionally in a lot of the creators that we want to support, identifying emerging and expanding voices in the RPG space and helping them get their games into print without having to go through crowdfunding. So if you want cool zines every month, either story games, adventure games, or just all the zines, keep an eye out for that, or go to rpgzine.club to find out a little bit more and sign up. With that said, we don't have a good way that we end the stream, so we're all just going to wave at the cameras until I take us offline. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.